your jewel enamels, one of your heat pots, as well as your heat-proof mat. I've got this for you as well. Ooh. Our heat gun 2. All of these things are going to be coming up for you. And Natalia's got for us some really stunning sari silk designs. They're kind of eye-catching, but really very wearable, including a gorgeous sari silk ring, which of course I love, but I'm sure you will at home as well. So many goodies for you today. Natalia, you're mic'd up. Hello, lovely.
No, I'm here. Sorry, that was all a bit of a mad handover there.
No, not at all. It's fine. How are you? How was your weekend?
I'm good, thank you. It was very busy because it was Mother's Day.
It was.
And I got lots of lovely treats from my little girl.
What did she get?
That was great. She made my breakfast and she got me flowers and a lovely card, and she got me a hot stone massage as well.
Oh my goodness,
yes,
how lovely.
I know, so I'm going to really enjoy that.
That's a bit posh, isn't it?
I know.
Oh, that sounds fab. How lovely. So give us a little bit of a summary, a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be looking at first with you in about half an hour.
Well, we've got some beautiful sari silk, and they're in like autumn golden kind of rich tones bundle. And there's so much of it, Becky. You know, I could have just carried on making things. So you'll get a lot of pieces out of this bundle. We've got a bit of jewel enamel as well, which is my first outing with, I have to say.
How exciting.
First time I've ever used it. So I started, you know, in a gentle way. Let the audience forgive me for not doing anything too elaborate. And then we've got silver clay and polymer clay combo coming up.
I can't wait to see that. Really interesting way to mix the different clays. And also what's really interesting is I've got a whole section for you that is to do with gemstones that you can bake. So gemstones that you can use in things like polymer, things that you can use in things like your metal clay as well. So there's plenty of goodies coming up, and of course Natalia's here. So if you have been into silver clay or metal clay and you're not totally sure what gemstones you can create and encapsulate into those pieces, I've got a whole section and a little bit of information coming up for you in today's show as well. So let's get started. Little bit of Monday madness I've got for you. Thank you very much, Pete. Monday madness. Now I'll tell you what, I have got bundles galore today. I have got two double strands of my gorgeous gemstone coming up later, under £8. But let's start off with another double whammy, shall we? It's Monday madness, so let's give you a little bit of a cracking deal. Have a look at these beautiful moonstone. Now this is your rainbow coloured moonstone. No, it's just white moonstone, isn't it? So this is your white moonstone. We have got some rainbow moonstone coming up for you in a little bit though. Now in here you've got a gorgeous mix of colours. You've obviously, it's named white moonstone, but that doesn't really depict what colours we're getting from here, does it? You've got some really pretty, very light coffee tones, almost a latte tone running through some of these. You've also got some gorgeous areas of clarity within this too, and a beautiful shiller just running internally within these. This is double trouble, so you will be getting the 70 carats on each strand, which is 140 carats worth in total. And these ones are described as your irregular plain drops. They're running at around 8 by 3 mil. All the way to 12 by 8 mil, and they are 32 centimetre strands each. So you're going to be getting about 64 at the moment, 64 centimetres worth in total about, but minimum 140 carats worth. You've got 2 strands of this. What do you think of these strands, Natalia?
Oh, they're gorgeous, and I love moonstone in particular because it's something that's kind of grown on me, I would say. And I saw somebody who posted on Facebook this morning, and she'd made a silver clay piece, and she'd put a moonstone onto it, and it was a picture of a little hare looking up to the moon.
Oh, that's adorable.
Love the idea of that.
That's a really nice idea.
But it has that lovely mystical quality about it, doesn't it?
It's got this moon-like shiller to it, doesn't it? It's stunning. So you're getting 2 of these. This one can be cooked in the kiln as well, can't it, moonstone? It can, yeah. Up to 900 degrees this one could be cooked. If you are interested in cooking in a kiln or baking into your metal clay polymer, we have got a section of that coming up later, don't forget. 2 strands of these, 140 carats in total. Monday madness that started off with a bang. Your price today is just £6.95 for you today. What a stunning deal. Working out around £3.50 per strand. £3.50 for 70 carats of genuine moonstone. Isn't that exceptional? Monday Madness moonstone for you. 2 strands, 32 centimetres each. £6.95 your price on these today. But get yourself on the phone lines whilst you can, please. BWGC05 is your code on this. If you're into bundles like this, you're going to want to stay tuned this afternoon because I have got loads and loads coming up for you. Make sure you're checking out your baskets all afternoon, please. I know that a lot of you do like to keep your baskets open until, you know, the end of the show, but I would strongly suggest that you don't do that. We've had a busy morning, there's plenty of you purchasing this. I would strongly suggest you check out as often as you can, just to make sure you get your hands on everything. Don't forget, just one postage packaging, £2.95 until midnight tonight. I've got for you here really pretty peach moonstone. We're sticking on the moonstone, Monday Moonstone Madness. This is the one that's in the bezels. So these have got around them 925 sterling silver. Stunning faceting on these. Absolutely beautiful. Now the 925 set around the outside, it just gives it this beautiful professional finish, doesn't it? Even if you're not particularly maybe you're quite new to wire work, perhaps you're not that skilled at wire work yet, but you love wire work rings, you could easily create a wire work ring with these, can't you? And you don't really need to do anything else. Just create the actual ring hole itself and your loop is done. Really pretty for matching earrings as well, because there's so little for you to do with these. But there's still the chance for you to use your imagination and go wild with these. It's a beautiful double whammy in that way. Do you know those days when maybe your creative mojo isn't quite with you and you're not really sure what to do, what to make, but maybe you need to get things done for your craft or you're in a bit of a hurry? It's one of those nightmare days, isn't it, when nothing really comes to you? Get yourself a couple of these strands and just strand them in a different way. Make a pair of earrings, make a matching bracelet, a matching necklace, and you're done. This is a really beautiful multi-use strand and it's got the most gorgeous peach moonstone. I'm sure you'll agree, you can see it just shimmering away there internally. These are 15 by 11 mil and it is Monday Madness. So we're going to do something mad. We're going to price slash this. Should be £24.95, of course, because you have a huge amount of peach moonstone within this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 I've got on mine. 925, 9 huge peach moonstones. £19.95 is the price slash price on this today. Get it whilst you can though, because there's already people queuing on the phones for it. We'll be with you in just under a minute. Hopefully you are answered in order, so get yourself there whilst you can. There is 65 carats worth on this strand, so get your hands on it whilst you can, because it's absolutely exceptional African peach moonstone. Beautiful tone for this season, but also it just carries you right through, doesn't it? Autumn, winter always bring these tones back. Sort of an everyday wear colour, isn't it? Treat yourself to it whilst you can, because the work has been done for you and the work's been done on the price as well. We've knocked it down today. It's not nearly £25, it's less than 20 today. Just £19.95. MNDL 36 is your price on this one today. Monday Madness. I've got something now that will go really pretty with these actually, with the moonstone, just because of the colour, and also it's 925 again. It's nice, isn't it, when you've got something so high class to keep a theme going, and that's what we're doing with these. These are your 925 crimp covers. Let's take a little look. You're going to be getting 100 of these in total. If you haven't seen a crimp cover before, you'll see they're these little C shapes. And very simply, because these are 925, once you cut them, once you pop them over your crimp, you just close them up and they create a beautiful, very professional finished circle for you. 100 of these are 3x2 and they're a gorgeous rose gold colour, really delicate. If you are working with rose gold, I know it's one of our most popular colours of this season when it comes to your metallics, then this will just add a really professional finish to your pieces. And it's great that you can use these just as spacers if you want to. Your price on this today should be £14.95 for 100 of these. That's a cracking deal. But Monday Madness, I told you, price slashes everywhere. We're going to go down, not £14.95, it's yours for £9.95 today. That is a Monday Madness deal on this. Genuine £9.25, 100 of these you're going to be getting. They're really usable. If you are new to jewellery making as well, they're so easy to use. So easy to use. £9.95. All of those goodies you can see on screens, what you're going to be getting. Don't just use them as crimp covers either. Spacers. What about creating them together, almost doing a 925 beady beads with these? Because they close up so nicely, because they are 925. You get a really snug close on these ones. So treat yourself and add something really beautiful to your pieces for just £9.95 today. Do you fancy some chunky natural gemstones, beautiful, for less than £8? If you said yes, you'll like this. This is 225 carats of seriously large sardonyx, and these are all the way up to 22 by 15 mil, 18 centimetre strands you've got of this. Now, sardonyx, the name itself, comes from two of the main components within it, of course, sard and onyx. It's got this beautiful natural feel to it. A lot of these have a gorgeous amount of transparency as well, which I think just adds a little bit of a mystifying effect to them. What would you think of doing with these beautiful nuggets?
Well, they're really great for leather cord, I think, and you know, for men's jewellery as well. Don't you think with the tones, they're not too feminine, they're just nice and neutral.
They have got a beautiful neutral look to them, and also you're saying about leather, the holes on these are huge. You'd either easily get a 1 mil through there, possibly even a 1.5. So you'll be able to thread plenty onto these because they are quite sizable, and because it is sardonyx, it's got the strength there, so we are able to make the holes slightly larger than we might be on our more delicate gemstones. 18 centimetre strand, 225 carats, your price? I told you it'd be less than £8, didn't I? £5.95 for you today. This is Monday Madness. You're going to get yourself some real treats today. Perhaps you've just been paid. Perhaps you want to treat yourself. Well, you could treat yourself for really low prices today. £5.95. DLRU 38 is your price. They are beautiful for male jewellery, but also just stood out by themselves. Perhaps if you want a bit of an organic kind of boho, relaxed, everyday wear, I think these could be, couldn't they? They're not highly faceted, they're not over the top. They're just beautifully understated and natural, and it's yours today for just £5.95. Get it whilst you can though, because I'm sure you'll agree, you don't see £5.95 as a price tag that often, do you? So get it whilst you can. This is a real stunning pop of colour. Have a little look at this. Really high quality on this carnelian as well. These are your faceted drops, 80 carats worth you have on here. Really bright, summery tones. Natalia, this would go really well with your Sari silk designs.
Wouldn't it though? I was just thinking that. Perfect, isn't it?
What else would you think of doing with these?
Well, you know what? I think so many different colours go, warm colours go with that. So a bit of citrine, and also, you know, chalcedony. Black looks fabulous with it. Gives a whole different look and feel, completely really sultry look, a very luxurious look.
Sultry and luxurious, very much like yourself, Natalia.
Oh, well, thank you.
You've got 80 carats worth on here. Now, carnelian, I think you'll agree, I think this is the most almost symmetrical, if that makes sense, strand. A lot of the time with Carnelian you'll have the masculine and the feminine tones, but in here you've got a beautiful mixture of each on this, which is really unusual. These are your faceted pairs, and these are 14 by 10 mil. It's a 20 centimeter strand. QZRU97. It's a stunning deal at just £9.95. I cannot think of a strand that I've brought to you of Carnelian that is in this shape and with this much depth of colour before. The fact you've got it here, it's a relatively new strand actually, and it's lovely you managed to get your hands on it today for less than a tenner. £9.95. It's a beautiful, bright, summery sunshine tone. Web bidders, make sure you're checking out for me, guys. £9.95 to add yourself a gorgeous spark of colour, a beautiful colour pop. Now it is Monday Madness, so how do you feel about something a little bit mad for this time of the day? Start by. Oof. This one is gorgeous. I am in love with this strand. I think it is elegant, it's feminine, and do you know what? It's luxurious, isn't it? It's a beautiful strand of your shaded ruby, 30 carats worth in here today. This is just seductively sparkly, totally feminine, gorgeously girly, just a really pretty and elegant strand, isn't it? It's stunning ruby. You've got in here that almost notorious ruby red, but then you've got these really gentle, almost candy floss pinks popping through here as well. This is totally untreated, completely natural. I've got a natural section for you coming up as well if you are interested in natural gemstones. This could have been in there, but we thought sneak it in. Monday Madness, start by early. You've got these really hot, spicy cerise tones running through here. The faceting on them is exceptional, and I don't think for a moment anyone would confuse this with anything else. I think you can tell instantly that it's a ruby. You can see completely all the beauty of this gemstone. The gemstone ruby itself, you know, to many the beauty itself is unrivaled, and I think when you look at this strand, even if you've not worked with ruby before for one reason or another, I think you can understand why this is one of the most popular gemstones in the world. 3 words, Natalia. Wake you up on a Monday. 3 words to describe ruby. What does the word ruby bring to mind?
Ruby is expensive, and I think of passion, you know, because of the red. Passion. Yeah, because usually there's love associated with ruby, isn't there?
Definitely.
In an engagement ring or something like that. And what's my third word going to be?
Expensive, passion, and
beautiful.
Beautiful. I completely agree with all of those, definitely. It is passionate, isn't it? It is so beautiful. And actually, beauty I think is quite a nice word, because it makes you think not only of the gemstone itself being beautiful, but because of the gorgeous pink tones, it's got this very feminine beauty to it, doesn't it? And I think that can reflect on the wearer as well. And expensive, definitely. I'm sure ruby, when we think of ruby, we all have a price point in mind. Perhaps even think back to before you found Jewellery Maker. Perhaps even think back to before you maybe even realise you could buy your own gemstones, not just here but anywhere else. You will have this perceived value within your mind, won't you? And the fact that you can get 30 carats worth, you would think high price, wouldn't you? Possibly before you found us, you might be thinking £60–70 mark, mightn't you? Today, it's a star buy. It's definitely beautiful. It's definitely got passionate feel to it. But I don't think the word expensive can go hand in hand with this strand. Your price? £24.95 is not your price today. That's not the price. That's what it has been. That's what it should be. That's what it's been sold at. You've bought it at that. It's Monday Madness. We're taking it to just £19.95 for you today to get your hands on a hefty amount of genuine ruby. This is so special. This is the most luxurious, beautiful strand. Don't feel you have to use the whole thing as one, although you could. What about just using one or two of these little sparkling beauties? £19.95 for you today. Have a think about working with this in something like your fascinator. Think about working with this just in a really delicate, subdued way, because to be honest, there's so much elegance and so much beauty on this strand. You don't have to do much to it. There are plenty of you on the phone lines for this. If you are new to us, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Yes, this is genuine, natural ruby for £19.95. To get your hands on it today, please do give us a call in 0800 644 655. Alternatively, go to jewellerymaker.com. If you are new, get yourself online or on the phones and we can set up your basket for you and everything in mere moments. Get this added to your basket. There's one potion packaging all day. Doesn't matter how much you add until midnight tonight. £2.95. Say that to me again, sorry, Pippi Longstockings. Do you want to put it on my screen? Yeah, go on. Got a text in from Jill. She says, hi Becky and Natalia, so keen to learn about adding stones to the clays, but I have to go out. How do I watch the show later? Well, Jill, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. Number one, it's often replayed throughout the evening, so keep your eyes out either tonight or the night after. But an easier way to do it probably is to go onto our Jewellery Maker YouTube channel. If you go onto your search engine and just type in Jewellery Maker YouTube, or it's at the bottom of your screen, and we will be uploaded on there at the end of the show. Straight after the show, this will be uploaded. And what time are we doing that section so Jill can fast forward if she wants? I think it's about an hour. So it should be about an hour and a half into it. Fast forward, Jill, if you want to. Have a little learn about that. We have got that section covered up for you. If you are interested, do stay tuned. £19.95. Please do check out your baskets because this is a total deal for you today. Have a little look at this beautiful strand of Prehnite. Large Prehnite as well, actually, aren't they? How gorgeous. Take a little look. Really beautiful long drops of this. Now, myth and legends say that Prehnite is said to enhance your dreams and improve, oh, what is it? Improve your memory. 125 carats worth of this beautiful moss Prehnite. It's got a really elegant pops of green within there, isn't there? Quite subtle tones to the actual body, but I'm sure you'll agree when you see these shards, they might look a little bit dark to you, but when you get it to the eye, they are that very deep grass green. It's beautiful. Discovered and named after, actually, one of the gentlemen who discovered them, and it's named after him. He was a governor, the Cape of Good Hope governor, and that's who it's named after. You've got huge elongated drops here, haven't you? These are from around 26 by 9 mil all the way down to 14 by 9, and it's a 16 centimetre strand. On mine, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 on mine, right to the centre drop in the middle. You've got 125 carats worth on here. FRRU 75. Price on this today, Monday Madness, it's just £14.95. Think of it this way. How many did I say? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So it's what, £1.35? And these essentially could be individual pendants, couldn't they? So this on a little bit of nice beading thread, perhaps, or even attached to a bit of chain, you can make yourself 11 pendant necklaces for what, less than £2? Isn't that stunning? £14.95 for these. You could make a lot of money from this strand, but also because of the shape, you could do something really profound, really large, couldn't you? Imagine these gorgeous, create some flower shapes, and then maybe have these as the leaves just bursting out from behind your genuine gemstone flower. In fact, you know your Sari ring that you've made?
Yes.
I could imagine these nestling behind that, maybe on a neck piece.
I think that would look fantastic with a bit of wire to keep them, you know, supported.
I love the idea of that. Get your hands on it today whilst you can. £14.95. Beautiful spring. If you want to stick on the summery tones, summer, spring, it's around the corner, spring. Are we in spring now? Because the clocks have changed, haven't they?
Definitely, and because there's a certain type of ice cream available at a certain type of fast food restaurant, so that's when I know it's spring.
Is that how you know?
Yes,
it's like at Christmas when that holidays are coming. That's when you know it's Christmas, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So you judge spring on the ice creams available.
I do, by this chocolate egg and ice cream combination.
I love. You've got 140 carats worth here, and this is your genuine yellow topaz. It's from Africa, and it's got a gorgeous poppy tone. Now this is a brand new strand. You haven't seen this before, and I'm sure you'll agree it's absolutely beautiful. Topaz, we know, is such a luxurious gemstone. I know they all are, of course, but topaz definitely has that name, doesn't it? Definitely has that strength within it. Topaz, of course, some topaz you can only actually mine a couple of months within the year, so it's fab you're able to get yourself on a whopping 140 carats worth today. It's your yellow topaz, but I think you'll agree there's some pops of golds in there, isn't there? Beautiful sunshine lemon tones coming through here as well, and some of these are seriously sizable, all the way to 15 by 7 mil on genuine topaz. That is exceptional deal. You're going to love your price on this brand new strand. Be the first one of your friends to own it. Get it home, enjoy, because how many pieces could you create from this? So many. It's a really sizable strand. Your price for 140 carats of African topaz today is just £24.95. And I'm just looking, this touching at the back on my neck. This is a full necklace of topaz. I'm not totally sure I've ever said that for topaz before. The fact you've got it brand new today for £24.95 is exceptional. It's one of my favourites. Make it one of yours by getting it home today. I love it. Stunning. After the break, something else a bit stunning that would go gorgeously with this actually. Some Sari silk inspired by the lovely Natalia.
The fastest way to shop with Jewellery Maker is by going to our website. Just click on the sign up button. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking the Watch Live button on the front page. You can also use our Refine tool and narrow down your search. Once you've found an item that you like, just simply click on the Buy Now button and the item will be added to your basket. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day and still only pay 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
When shopping with Jewellery Maker, you can add as many items to your order in one day and only pay 1 postage and packaging charge. We have 2 delivery options. Standard delivery at just £2.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 4 to 6 days. Or opt for our premium delivery at just £4.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
Good afternoon or evening, depending on what time you're watching. This is Jewellery Maker and it's Designer Inspirations. Today I am joined by the oh so glamorous, oh so talented Ben. No, Natalia. Ben, what are you doing?
I've just discovered that.
Come here and please show what I have to put up with. Jump up, you can see it. Jump up. Can you see?
But
why have you got
these
feathers in your pocket?
With the jacket, I can fly.
This is what I have to put up with.
Fly away.
Behind the scenes. He's put feathers in his pocket and he's now pretending to flap. How peculiar is that? Anyway, moving on. Natalia, how are you, lovely lady?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm all ready. Get ready for this Sari silk.
Are you set for a challenge?
Oh yes, and I can see beautiful gemstones heading my way. Over
Yeah,
there.
they are. They're really pretty actually. What a gorgeous selection I've got for you here. Take a little look. This is our challenge. If you're new to us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. On Designer Inspiration, we give our guest designers a challenge, usually every show. And what we'll do is we'll give them a selection of gemstones, and what they're allowed to do is have a little rumble in the drawers behind them, and they can use chain, wire, any add-ons, but the only rule is these must be the main focus of their pieces. And we give them around an hour and a half to play with it, and then we have a little look at what they've created. So I've got 4 strands here for the challenge today. You've got, first off, this strand of black spinel. Now this one is 110 carats worth we have of this. They are huge and they've got this gorgeous matte-like effect to them. Really, really multi-use strand this is. 110 carats worth in this, and these are your nuggets. Massive strand, 38 centimetres on this. As well as that, you've also got this Carnelian. If you bought the Carnelian earlier, you definitely want to add this to your basket as well. Have a look at these beautiful Carnelian drops. Plenty on this strand, isn't there? Loads. Really gorgeous amber saffron tones running through this. I had some saffron gin at the weekend. Right, yeah, homemade saffron gin, and it was exactly this colour.
I was going to say, what colour was it?
It was this colour. The lime came out at the end of my G&T, and well, it was bright orange. It was delicious. But it has got that gorgeous saffron, expensive colour running through it, hasn't it? As well as this, you have got a strand of tiger's eye. Now, I adore tiger's eye, and I've got to admit, I think our tiger's eye, the quality is just going up and up every time. Take a look at this. Gorgeous chatoyancy on this strand. 80 carats worth you have of this, and these are all the way up to 10 by 5 mil. And it's a 30 centimetre strand of these gorgeous drops. Very similar in shape and size to the Carnelian as well, actually, so you might be able to create something fun with that, Natalia.
Yes. Layering them up in some way.
Oh, I love that. Layered gemstones. How fab. So as well as that, you've also got, have a look at the colour of this. This is so poppy and fun. This is your pink colour-coated pyrites. However, I would go as far as to say it's almost a rose goldy colour.
Yeah, it's got a coppery kind of glow about it.
It has got a bit of a coppery glow. 45 carats worth on this, and these are your faceted rondelles. 28 centimetres on this. Now, pyrite's an interesting one because when we refer to the colour, so this is called pink colour coated, the colour that has gone on top is a pink tone. It's just due to the metallic lustre of the pyrite, it actually affects the colour on top there, which is why you've got this gorgeous, almost rose gold, kind of bright antiques copper colour on here. So let's reiterate, shall we? 4 strands in total. You've got your 110 carats of your black spinel. You've got 85 carats of your Carnelian, 80 carats of your tiger's eye, and 45 carats of this beautiful coated pyrite. What do you think of these working together, Natalia?
I think they all work together beautifully, and what I love is the way that the pyrite just picks out the glamour of the whole thing, and it has a real Great Gatsby look about it, doesn't it? Very 90s, roaring 20s.
Roaring 20s.
You can imagine all the flapper girls, you know, wearing earrings and necklaces with those kind of beads, can't you? All the facets kind of shimmering.
Shimmering away as they shimmer their dresses.
It kind of reminds me a bit of Ben with his feathers.
Totally.
Not as glamorous.
It is so Ben with his feathers. Do not provoke him, because he'll be at it all show now.
I know.
He'll come out with them in his hair in a minute. You've got 4 strands in here, and they are lengthy strands. You've got up to 38 centimetres of that black spinel. Now, these are the challenge. 4 strands today. You're going to adore this bundle price. It's just £16.95 for you. That's a stunning deal for 4 lengthy strands. It's working out at about £4.23 a strand. Imagine £4.20 something for black spinel. And honestly, do get this home, because I've not seen a strand of black spinel like this at all. It's not high polish. It's got this gorgeous matte tone to it. Quite a manly strand in a sense, but also because it's got those deep, rich tones, it's just one of those that will go with absolutely everything. Anybody could wear this strand. 38 centimetres worth on that. To get your hands on 110 carats worth of black spinel for £4, just over, is exceptional. But you're also getting with that the Carnelian, your tiger's eye, and your pyrite as well at that price. Stunning deal for you today. And not only are you going to get this, get your hands on it now, but also you have got the lovely Natalia creating some inspiration for you as well. So get it now. Stay tuned, because around 4:45 we will be having a little look at what Natalia's managed to whip up. Natalia, you've brought your pal again.
Well, she's just round the corner. She lives round the corner. She just waits until I come on, because I'm the only person that uses her, aren't I?
I know, you're our best friend.
Gemma. I always think
Gemma.
she's just so underused, so underrated.
She is
we need
very
her today.
useful though.
We need
and
her.
Look how pretty she is.
She is. And imagine if she had a head, she'd even be more beautiful, which is probably why she hasn't got a head, because we
Probably.
couldn't be able to stand her then.
It would,
would we?
no, it
would
wouldn't.
have
It
her
would
standing next to us.
outshine us,
Yes,
which
I
isn't
know.
good, is it? Hello, lovely Natalia.
Hello.
Are you excited for today?
I am excited. I've got a bit of a mess here. I've got piles of sari silk everywhere. But that's the creative process, Becky. That's, you know, when you've got multimedia like what we have today, really, this is definitely multimedia show. Let me tell you.
Totally. Sari, metal clays, polymer, jewel enamel,
and gemstones.
And gemstones.
Bit of wire.
It's controlled mess, organised mess.
Always. I know where everything is.
That's
Apart from when
perfect.
I'm scrambling around looking for it.
Well, we'll see. We'll bear that in mind, see if you lose anything today. So, did you put this together? Was this put together for you?
I put together some of the concepts of it with the sari silk, and I asked Rebecca to put together some gemstones that reflected the beautiful qualities of this bundle of sari silk, and hasn't she done a fantastic job?
She's done a
Couldn't have
fab
chosen
job.
better myself. I really
They
couldn't.
are really pretty. Take a look at the gemstones you're getting in this, because I tell you what, this bundle, you're getting plenty in here. 90 carats of your labradorite in these plain rounds, and this labradorite is 6mm. You've also got in here 35 carats of your yellow tiger's eye, and these are faceted rounds, really pretty, delicate as well. And you've also got this gorgeous graduated strand here as well. Now how big are these? Can we see? 170 carats worth, and they are from 6 to 14mm. Wowzers. Of your Amazonite. Huge some of these are. Absolutely massive size on there. As well as that, you're going to be getting your hands on your Fire Opal Jewel Enamel. Gorgeous colour that,
Isn't it beautiful? Do you know, I mean, don't eat it, but it is good enough to eat when you see it bubbling away in the melting pot.
That looks stunning, like a caramel. Isn't
Yes,
it? Gorgeous.
definitely.
You've also got your sari silk, of course, 100 grams worth we have in this. You've got as well your threading materials. So you've got your beading thread, your monofilament and your elastic. You've got your wire here as well, which is 10 meters of your 0.6. And finally, but no means leastly, you've got your findings pack in the organza bag. And this is your gold colour. You've got everything you see on screen now, which is including, but not limited to, 15 of your crimp covers, 15 of the featherweight head pins. You've got one of the brushed flower clasps you can see at the top there. You've got a pair of earring findings as well. Everything you can see on screen, you will be getting your hands on. So, the price you should be paying for this is £44.65, of course, because you've got 3 gemstone strands, some of them, the Amazonite, really sizable, up to 12 mil. You've got your jewel enamel, you've got 0.6 wire, all your threading materials, 115 piece findings pack, and your Sari silk. So £44.65 is the price you'd be paying if you went on our website now and paid for all of these separately. Designer Inspiration, £27.95 is your deal on this today.
See, my reaction to that, because I know what it's like buying fabrics, and I know that yes, this is a bundle of kind of ribbons of Sari silk and what have you, but they are beautiful, a beautiful quality, and then you've got all your wire and your jewel enamels and your gemstones, not forgetting all of the threading and the finding. So it's superb value because you will be able to make an awful lot out of this.
Massive amount, because you've created loads,
yes, I
but
have.
still had some left over.
Bulky pieces, and because I don't do anything kind of skinny and small. It's always bulky and big and in your face.
Statement.
Yes.
Eye-catching.
Yes.
That's why we love you, Natalia.
Oh, thank you.
So you've got so many goodies in here. Should have been over £44. It's yours today, just £27.95. What's the exact saving on that, Pip? Not got my maths head on today.
No, I never have.
I never have, ever. Never ever.
My maths head, it just went somewhere. It's gone on holiday.
I've just not got a math mind.
No, I haven't. You see, I'm creative. I'm not mathematic.
Me
Is
too.
it left brain, right brain?
Yes, the right side of your brain is the creative side, isn't it? No,
I spend all my time in that side of the brain.
Me too. I camp out there constantly.
Yeah.
£16.70.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Isn't it? £16.70. You could buy yourself a 3-course meal in a pub for
Buy
that.
yourself something else later in the show.
Good idea. Good idea, Natalia. I like the way you're thinking.
Don't spend it on food that you'll never see again.
You'll never see again. £27.95. Over £16 you're saving on this today. And you have some really beautiful design ideas with this as well. Take a little look at what the stunning Natalia has created. Beautiful pair of your drop earrings using that jewel enamel. They're really eye-catching, aren't they? You've also got your ring and your beautiful neck pieces.
Yes, yes they are. They're pretty, I think you just need to throw on some really neutral outfit because these speak for themselves. They'll just take over, so don't try and clash with anything else. Just put, a white t-shirt and jeans on and then wear these. You look amazing. I
think it's just so beautiful and really wearable as well. I'm excited to see what we do with this.
Well, I had a lot of fun making these, so I can guarantee that as well as the fantastic price on this, you will have a lot of fun making things.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to start with this necklace that's on the bust over there.
Okay.
So the multi-layered necklace. And the way that you start is basically, if I can just borrow that, Becky, you've got your nice bundle that's all tightly wrapped up. And just to explain this, because it did take me a little while to figure this out because I haven't had it come wrapped like this before. You've got little pieces of cotton just holding holding them together.
You just snoop.
You just snip them, and then there's one end that's actually bundled, tucked in, and then you just need to get that out. But I was trying to twist it, and you can't, so don't do that.
And it comes out in this huge, long loops, all continuous, all looped, really nice and neat.
The other thing is, don't try and then take out the individual loops because you'll be there forever and you'll get in a big muddle. So just cut off what you need, and you will see. So when we look at this, I've cut off 8 pieces that are all virtually the same length. I say virtually the same length because there's a little bit of method in my madness about not having them all the same length. But you'll see that the graduation in colour, and so some of these have got this very kind of yellow, golden, sort of autumn sunset kind of look. And then you've got more kind of beigey tones, you've got this orange, salmony pink kind of tone. So it's really nice to be able to pick out colours that you like as you see, as you're kind of rummaging through the bundle of sari silk.
Fab.
And then what I did is I've got 8 equal lengths of that. So you want to decide how long you actually want your necklace, and I wanted it to be kind of this kind of mid length, so just kind of covering the chest area.
Okay.
And so at one end you want all your pieces to measure exactly the same. So I've just bundled them up together so that they all are the same length there. And then what I did is I had some pieces, and this is why I use my mannequin at home, because I have Michelle mannequin, who is Gemma's sister.
Yes.
Long lost sister.
Headless as well.
They don't talk to one another, because obviously they have no heads. Yes. So it's some kind of family feud. I think one's slimmer than the other or something, I don't know. So what I did was I actually arranged this on my mannequin. So if you have a mannequin or a jewellery bust, it's a really good idea to do this, because then A, you feel like a designer doing it like that, and B, it's a lot easier for you to gauge, to be able to gauge the lengths that you need.
Okay.
But for the purposes of the camera, we'll do it here flat on the macrame board. So when you've decided how you want your length, so some of them a little bit longer than the others, then you can go up to the top and trim so that they're all a similar kind of length. And then what I did was I attached all of these together, attached my pieces together and clasped them. And the easiest way to do that was to take some of my wire. So you've got this beautiful 0.6 wire, which we know that 0.6 wire comes in for so many different purposes, which is why I chose it for this kit, because it's just an ideal kind of gauge of wire. And there's different ways that you can actually attach these together to create a clasp to fasten your necklace. Now you could take 4 of each of the pieces of sari silk and bundle them together with a piece of wire, like this. So try and do it neatly. I'm doing this in a hurry, so it won't be terribly neat. It just reminds me of, you know, like a fairy princess.
Yeah.
They have this kind of they used to wire their hair up, didn't they? Have you seen that in fairy tale books? You'd look really good like that.
What, with
usually with
hair?
Ribbon, gold ribbon or gold.
Ooh, I like that.
Gold threads.
I did put wire in my hair once for book day. I went to Pippi Longstockings.
Did you?
Yeah, and I had pigtails that were wired.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
Well, you'd look really good as a fairy princess, I think.
Thank you.
Or Rapunzel, somebody like that. You'd have to have a few extensions.
A few extensions
yeah.
in,
just
but
a
maybe
little bit longer.
I don't know if I like the idea of someone climbing up my hair.
Yeah, because careful, because Ben would be climbing up it. Wouldn't
Oh,
he?
Ben's like a whippet though. Wouldn't even feel it. There's nothing of him.
Yeah, you would.
Wouldn't even feel it. Yeah.
Oh dear. Right, so then, so we're doing that on both sides, so fastening those in. And so what you then could do is, I didn't have a wags Y cone, but if you had a wags Y cone, you could make yourself a lovely little cone shape, put them together and make a beautiful fastening. I was running a workshop on Friday. I was running my first fashion level workshop, and Debbie Bulford was in the room because she was doing the workshop, which was
She said she was loving it.
I had royalty. I had royalty on my workshop.
She said this morning she had a fab time.
She did. I couldn't stop her giggling and laughing though.
That's Debbie B though, isn't it?
And I'm just going to snip those ends off because they're a little bit untidy. So just taking those back. But what she did was she made a multi-strand soft leather bracelet, and she made a wax Y cone, and she showed me how to do it because I've never done one before.
Oh, fab. Easy?
Yes, very easy, yeah, when you know how and the pros show you. So that's one way. The other way that you can do it is you could wrap some more wire and create yourself a little clasp.
With the wire?
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So that's the simplest and easiest way for me to show you.
And you can, I suppose, use the cord ends.
You could use the cord ends, which I've done actually on that one, on the original sample that I've brought in. So what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping my wire around a couple of times. I just took about a 10 centimetre length of wire, and then I'm going to make a loop and then wrap it around again. Let's get my nose pliers.
And the lovely thing with this as well is when we're normally making a clasp, of course, we want to maybe do it with a 1 mil or a 1.25 even because of the strength, but because this is so lightweight,
it's really
the 0.6 will do it fine.
It will, and you don't have to worry about it bending and twisting because it's literally so light.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's the next part of this is, so we've got almost like an asymmetric look to this necklace. Okay. So part of it is twisted, so you want to just twist. So the part up to the center point of the necklace is twisted, and then to hold that in place, again a little bit more wire, and you won't see this wire, so it doesn't really matter about how tidily you do this. So to hold that twist in place, just take another little 10 centimetre length of wire and wrap that around this point here. Could you? Oh, you are so helpful. Thank you, Becky.
No problem.
And so I'm doing that just to keep that in place there. And we're going to disguise that because we're going to put some sari silk flowers on here. So every time I see the sari silk, I just want to wrap it and twist it. There's just something so wonderful about the fact that it just wants to roll and twist and be all tangled up, because that's the beautiful organic nature of this particular product. And then the other side, I've left so that you can see the multi-strands of it. So that's the asymmetric quality of it. This is all kind of neat and bundled and twisted, and then you've got your flowers, and the other bit is kind of cascading on the other side.
Open section.
So again, I'll just fasten that up with some wire for now, just to keep those together. So another 10 centimetre length of wire. Oh, I can see some more gorgeous sari silk coming in there.
Well, whilst you're wrapping, should I bring it in?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Because I'm dying to see that.
You've got a bundle now of your sari silks, and we've got 3 different colours in here. Take a little look at these. You get the same amount as you do on the kit amount, but you're getting 3 of them. Beautiful pinks. You've got your candy sari silk, 100 grams. You've got your coffee sari silk, 100 grams. And you've got your sunshine sari, 100 grams of this, so 300 in total. I absolutely adore the fact that of the sari silk, there's all these individual natural panels. Can you see how this one's got gorgeous patterns within it, almost a lotus leaf design this has got on it. Very pretty with these golden threads running through. You've got this beautiful sunshine colour as well, which is just beautiful pops, but they've also got really pale, almost tan colours in there as well. And then this coffee one that we have here, you've got red tones in here as well. Really bright reds, but they all just meld really beautifully in this really rich and extravagant looking sari ribbon. So you've got 100 grams of this. Again, when you get them out, just snip the white bits. You'll find it bundled up on one side. They'll just roll out, and they're in this continuous loop that just keeps going and going and going. Really easy to work with, really easy to work on, and if you have got maybe a handle in which you can balance it on, it's so simple to use. We're going to give you a cracking deal on these today. Your price for 300 grams should be £17.85. That's the price you should be paying for all of this. However, we're going to do a deal on it today. Designer inspiration. If you haven't had a go at it yet, this is your chance, because it's just £12.95 for these.
I'm so getting those. I mean that.
Really?
I mean that most sincerely, because you know the way I've done my sari silk necklace, and then I've got my roses. You could do a sari silk necklace, and then you could have roses in different contrasting colours.
Pinky pops. Yeah. I love the idea of that. And you could even do like a starburst effect with this, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could, and you could do bracelets.
So for 100 grams worth, you've created these looks, and you had loads left over, you said?
Yes, that's right.
So with 300 grams, working out £4 something. £4, what is it, per one? £4 something, isn't it? £12.95 for 3 of them today. That is the amount £4.32 per one.
That's fabulous. And what you saved on our bundle, you can use to buy these.
Treat yourself.
I
Add
think
them up a
because
little
you're
bit.
worth it.
Because you're worth it.
And I'm worth it, and I'm having these.
But the thing is, it's seriously low cost, and I know it's always awful to ask this, but what price are we looking at on this one?
Well, I think it's awful to us is because a lot of effort went into thinking it through and making it, and so I'd charge at least £10 for that.
Oh yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
I would pay at least £10 for that.
I would pay at least £10 for that, definitely. But the fact of the matter is that might have cost. If you're thinking a whole one of these is £4.32. What's it cost you? About £2 to make it.
And it's a bit different, isn't it? You know, gemstones aside, you see a lot of the same kinds of things, don't you? And I like to see things made with textiles because they're a little bit more tactile and all the lovely colours. Very interesting.
It is beautiful. When Gemma Crow works with them as well, she does quite elaborate pieces and sells them in like art galleries and things because they do look like design pieces, don't they?
They do.
About a minute on the phone, but we will be with you. Get your hands on it today, £12.95. If you haven't worked with it before, it's really, really, really easy, but I'm sure you'll agree, really dynamic.
And what, you know, I find with the Sari silks is that when you unwrap them, just sort of move them around a little bit on your work surface and ideas come to you. You see the way that, you know, the patterns of the fabric flow and everything.
It's fab, isn't
it's
it?
great. So I want to show you next how to make the little pinwheel flowers that we've got going on the left-hand side of that, or on your right. Yeah, on my
on one
left,
side.
Yes. And I'm just protecting my work surface here with one of the plastic bags. And the base of these pin flowers, what I've done is I've cut a circle from one of the organza bags that the findings come in. So if you're anything like me, you'll have tons of these at home. So I just cut a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect round circle. It just needs to be circle shape. So make sure you protect your work surface. Now, the next thing that I'm going to use is I've decanted some of my leather glue into this. Because it's easier for me to travel with rather than having big bottles.
Very clever. I have got your leather glue coming up in a bit as well.
So this is the by Natalia professional leather glue, but it is also leather and fabric glue.
Yes.
And it sticks to the Sari silk like a dream, and I've had so much fun. I'm sticking everything to everything. And when I was doing my workshop, everyone was going, oh, it sticks polymer clay, it sticks this, it sticks that.
It's a really, really good glue. I remember when we did that leather show together and you literally just folded it over, hands up, and it was stuck.
It was. It is amazing. It doesn't
it dries
smell,
clear.
It dries clear. It flexes, so it's great for use with any kind of textiles. And it's by Natalia,
and it's by Natalia, of course. It is a very own professional leather glue, but as we said, it is movable, so you can use it on fabrics. People have used it with polymers and pretty much anything you want to stick.
I think so.
You can stick. Just have a go because it still keeps that beautiful malleable quality to it. It's your professional glue. It's 100 milliliters. Milliliters. I don't know what happened then. Milliliters. And it's also by Natalia.
It is.
So take a bit of Natalia's creativity home with you today for just £9.95. I think it'll last you a long time
it
too.
Will last you
you
a
only
long
use a tiny lace amount, don't you?
You are, yeah.
Fabulous.
All right, so I cut myself off a piece of Sari silk. Now, cut yourself off more than you need because you can just chop it at the end, so don't worry about how long it is. And I got myself started by just wrapping, so coiling tightly the end of the Sari silk, and then I just start to wrap it into, you know, like a snail shell, that kind of effect. So just start off by wrapping it a couple of times tightly. And then my organza on top of my, I don't want to ruin Mark's macrame bob because I make such a mess in this studio as it is. I don't want to be responsible for making any more. So I'm just putting a blob of glue there in the centre, and then I'm going to stick my little coil in the centre of that. And then I'm just going to carry on twisting and wrapping this around. It's a little bit messy and fiddly, so you need a little bit more glue, and you're just going to put glue all the way around there.
You just do it bit by bit.
Yeah, because if you put it all on at once, can you see my hands are in there, and so you'll end up with it all over you. But if you get glue visibly on the fabric, it doesn't matter because it will dry clear. And as you see on my Sari silk roses, you can't actually see them. So more glue going on here, just a little bit, and there you go. And then just keep wrapping. And don't, when you get, you know, these bits where you've got little seams and things where it's stitched together,
Yes.
just wrap it a little bit more tightly so that you don't get that bunching up there.
So it gives it a nice equal finish.
It does. By the time you've finished, it all looks very pretty anyway. So, so just keep going, and you can make this as big or as small as you want to. And like I said, you know, choose interesting parts of the sari silk, the bits that have got, you picked out those ones that got a little bit of pattern on them. Some of them have got like a little checks and little gold threads running through them.
It is
haven't
gorgeous,
they?
look, and you get
Really
the
love.
silk patterns that
Yeah,
are
you
painted
do.
on as well, look. You get these gorgeous, each one is different and they just meld into each other beautifully, but look at this, isn't that beautiful? That you can add this effect to your designs.
It's
really
fabulous.
pretty.
And I just love the idea of having these different textures and colours and all these different mediums working together. And I think the first person to actually be adventurous on screen doing those things was Gemma Crone. She's taken us with her, hasn't she, with this excitement.
Definitely.
And this, pioneering kind of
We have gone on
multimedia.
board with the Sari journey.
We so have, and we've got to do that because
It's
you
nice
want
to
see
learn
it.
new things and work with new things, isn't it?
It is, and I think you'll surprise yourself that you maybe think, oh, you know, you think in terms of sewing, I'm not very good at sewing, and
But there's no sewing involved in this
no
at all.
sewing, there's only gluing. So I think I'm going to stop there because you don't want to see me twirling this forever, do you? So I'm just going to trim that off. And then to finish that, a little blob of glue on the underside here, like that. And then just lift up the edge of that petal and then tuck that under so you get a nice finish on that piece. It may look a little bit raggedy for now, but don't worry about that because it will dry and it will look beautiful. I'll just peel that off the back of my plastic, and you've got some glue on the underside there which will enable you to do what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to trim off this excess organza that I've got here so that we can't see that. And the good thing about using the organza is it's quite see-through as well, so you can't really see it if there's little bits of it left over. So we've got that. And if any little spare bits, you can just add a little bit more glue and get that back in place. So we've got our necklace back, thank you.
No problem.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that where my wire is. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue to here. And you may not believe that that will actually stick on, but trust me, if you want to bring that one over, my original sample, Becky, you have a little tug on those flowers.
I've had a message in about your glue.
Have you?
By Natalia glue. Says strong. The best glue I have purchased, and I have tried lots. Great value. Thank you very much, Sylvia from Dorset.
Oh, thank you, Sylvia. I know who that Sylvia is.
Do you?
She's a beautiful lady.
Is
She's
she?
very glamorous, and she makes lots of amazing things.
Oh, I
She's
like.
a little go with copper clay.
Ooh.
She's good.
And she's a big fan of your glue.
And rightly so, so thank you. Thank
You
Sylvia,
put a
for
lot
that.
of work into developing it, though, to be
I
honest,
did,
didn't
yeah,
you? You really
I
did.
I tried a lot of glues, and some of them were quite smelly, and then some of them left a horrible residue. Some of them didn't flex as well. So I wanted something that, you know, if you wanted to have your kids working on stuff that you could do, because
Yeah.
the leather's great for that, so colourful.
Definitely.
So you would do 3 of those, which is what I've done there, and you can see one of them I've chosen that's got the darker reds in there. So have contrasting flowers so that they stand out and they have a more 3-dimensional kind of look about them, and you do them exactly the same way, so another 2 and then glue them on. And I recommend that you leave your glue to dry for at least 3 hours, so it will be touch dry and it will feel like it's dry, but if you want it to stay put, then just leave it. Don't try and wear it, because I don't want your flowers to drop off
Dropping off.
whilst you're wandering around town being all shishy and
Being all chic. And then you're just leaving this petals behind.
I started off with 3 flowers, and now
Yeah.
I have nothing but wire. So that's basically how you would do that. And then we can finish off the ends here. The other thing that you could do with this is you can, to cover your wire up on the ends, look, it's a little bit messy. So I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue around there, and then wrap some of my sari silk around
Okay.
and do a nice finish, and then it
Well,
won't
that's a good
stick in.
idea. It's invisible then, isn't it?
It won't be sticking into your neck as well.
No, that's good.
So that's a way of finishing that, and do another little clasp on the other end.
And then it's
Makes
complete.
That, yeah. I need a bit more glue.
Easy peasy, even for beginners.
Especially for beginners, because that's the idea, that you know, you don't think, oh, you know, it's all right for you because you can sew and you can braid and you can do all kinds of fancy things. There's nothing fancy about it, but it does look fancy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It's definitely a standout piece.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, done in minutes. This stunning necklace piece for you. Get your hands on the Sari silk. You've got that triple pack bundle, 300 grams at the bottom of your screen, which is £12.95 for 300 grams of PKGC95 is the code. And get your hands on the professional leather glue, £9.95. You've heard it here. Sylvia loves it, and many others do as well. Thank you very much for showing us that. Now, what are you going to be showing us next?
Well, I just wanted to show you that you can do the same thing with the ring. So
I love that ring.
That's basically the same technique. And all I did differently with the ring is I had a ring blank and I actually stuck the flower to the ring blank, and I threaded, you know, one of our featherweight head pins. So I took a bead. And then what I did was, if I can just show the camera, is I stuck a featherweight bead through, sorry, a featherweight head pin through the bead, and then bended it over like that, so you don't see the head pin coming out of the top there. And then that I pushed inside the flower before I started, right through the organza, and then pressed my wires flush with the base of the flower. And then it sits in there beautifully that way, nice and securely. So I made my flower, I made it smaller than obviously the big ones on the necklace, and I used my glue to stick it inside a ring blank that I had at home. So the glue will stick fabric to metal as well.
Oh, good.
And it's very, very secure. It's really rock hard. It's not going anywhere.
That's not going anywhere, no, not at all.
And I did actually, I'll confess, I made something else, a similar kind of project, and then I decided I changed my mind and wanted the ring blank. I couldn't actually get the fabric out of it. So the glue is really
strong.
Good. Yes,
that's fab. Natalia, you're an absolute love. We're coming back to you in about 3 minutes, and we're going to have a little look at how you created these lovely earrings.
Okay,
first time with your jewel enamel.
I know, yes, no pressure.
But we'll be back in 3 minutes. I've just popped it on for you. I've just turned it on.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
That's good.
So I'm going to give you a chance to own some jewel enamel to get you started, etc. We'll be back in Natalia, literally a handful of minutes. That's it. Natalia, what happened?
Somebody left a tray of beads down
it's fine, no problem.
It'll be the Sheila.
It'll be fine.
She's a messy worker.
Blaming Sheila. I have got for you some jewel enamel starter goodies, and also things that if you have been into jewel enamel that you can just add to your bundle that you might already have. Where am I starting, Pippi Long? With the starter kit? Fab. So this is your jewel enamel starter kit that I've got for you here. So you're gonna have in here the melting pot. Now if you've not done jewel enamel before, you've got some really statement pieces that you can create with this. Jewel enamel, the melting pot, you can use it for other things, including, but not limited to, things like friendly plastic as well. There's absolutely loads you can do with this. The melting pot itself, it comes with the black base in here. You've got the metal inlay. You have a heat spot in the center here that works underneath. You also get in this your spatula as well, and you get a cover lid also, which just goes over the top, and it just helps heat up your jewel enamel even quicker. As well as this, you will be getting your jewel enamel pots themselves. So you've got 3 pots of this. You've got your rich copper, your rich silver, and your light pewter as well. So these are your jewel enamel pots, and this is your large embossing powder. So this is the large grain, which works perfectly for this medium. And you've also got your heat resistant Teflon mat as well. This heat mat, super deluxe, it's 500 by 400 mil. It's really large, and what you can do is you can just use it as a sheet in itself, or alternatively you can cut off shapes for this that will fit into your piece, or even if you just want to create blob effects on this, you can, and then just peel them off. It's really handy, but it also slightly protects your work surface as well. So your metallic enamel starter kit, but you can use this for so many other things as well. You've got the melting pot, you've got the 3 pots of your jewel enamel, 30 grams in total of these, and you've got your super deluxe heat mat. You should be paying £60.90. If you were to go separately and purchase this on our website, you should be paying £60.90. But we want to give you a chance to get started in something new. We want today to be all about just delving into something new. The spring is here, the buds are in bloom. Why not let your creation bloom as well? Should be £60.90. Today it's just £42.95. The melting pot by itself is £38.95, just by itself. So £4, you're getting your mat and the 3 pots, 30 grams within each, for £4. All of this. £1 each for these. You cannot say fairer than that. It's yours today for £42.95. And if you haven't given it a go, do not worry, because Natalia hadn't given it a go either before we gave her to this as part of her challenge, a part of her bundle. So it's great for her to have a little go. How did you find it, Natalia?
I was a bit scared because I've actually had one of these for ages and I hadn't used it. And so what I did was I watched a load of Liz's YouTube videos. And that gave me the confidence because she's so wonderful. She explains everything so well and she's got so many fab ideas. So this is one of her ideas about turning a bead into a bigger bead with jewel enamel.
So we'll have a look at how you can do that. I'm going to bring these over. Are you ready, or would you like another minute or two?
I'm ready, no.
Brilliant. I will bring some jewel enamel with me then that we can have a little look at. But get your hands on the starter kit, because if you haven't tried it before but you want to do something a little bit different, you're buying the pot itself and you're getting the 4 of the goodies for £1 each.
I know.
So fab, isn't it?
Yes.
Do check out your baskets though if you're online, because we did have the starter kit. It went out of stock. It's back in now. I would check out your baskets. There's about 6 of you online at the moment with it in there, but there is people waiting for yours on the phone, so check out as soon as you can. So you were a bit scared at first.
I was, yes. But then, you know, once you start melting, it's like you can't do it wrong. And if you do mess it up, then you can start again, which I like about this, because it's very similar to polymer clay and silver clay in that respect. So, so you heated it up for me, and then all you do is just pop your jewel enamel powder inside there. Let's turn that back up again. It's been cooling down, and then it just starts to melt. I mean, it doesn't really smell, does it? It's got this.
No, it doesn't. And of course the heat element's in the centre, isn't it? So it warms up. You normally see it start to melt more over here quickest, don't you? You can see it's going already.
Yeah.
Already. And this hasn't been heating up long. You saw me turn it on literally minutes ago and already it goes.
And then I turned it down.
Yeah.
Because I was worried it was
We've had a question in about your glue. Once
Okay.
it's been put onto fabric, can you still wash with it on?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, I was so excited about that. Yes, you can. You can wash with it. That's the whole idea of it, that it's meant to not dissolve.
Fab.
Yeah.
So you can use it as well once you've created something with it.
And so you have to be careful. You know, if you decant it into a container, if you don't wash the container out, it will wash away at the time when it's runny, but once it sets, it sets.
It is set.
Yeah.
So wash it out.
That's right.
So you can already see how quickly this is melting, isn't it?
And you know, jewel enamel is a really good word for it, isn't it? Because you see that kind of jewel-like quality of the powder when it's melting. Look at that. It's like cooking. It's fun. Move that around to get it melted, otherwise we'll be here all day, won't we? We're only making a pair of earrings. So so once it gets going, you can really see it's nice and runny, and it's the perfect kind of consistency for you.
Pretty. I've got, just whilst we're finishing to let that melt, we are just going to bring you 3 of your other pots whilst it's melting. So you are giving it a little...
I'm giving it a stir because it was all kind of stuck in around the edges and I want to get it going.
I say get it going. Yeah. I'm going to give you 3 of your other colours now, and I absolutely adore these together. Amethyst, purple sapphire and light gold as well. How pretty are these together? Actually, you've got some of these gold tones running through the sari, aren't you?
You have, yes, and you can actually mix them in. So you can mix another colour into it and then just swirl it around, which is what your little spatula is for. You can just
Oh yeah, let that all melt in. We've got the light gold, which is, wow, I love that with
it's
the...
very sari silk-esque, isn't it?
So sorry. I'm so
So
sorry for
sorry.
that. You've got amethyst as well, beautiful, rich Zambian tone to this. And you've got your purple sapphire. I'll show you the difference in the tones because you'll see the purple sapphire's got a little bit more of a lilac-y
Yes,
tone
it does,
to it.
isn't it?
Really pretty. 90 grams in total. Your price should be £12, but we're doing a designer inspiration price with a difference. Today, for 3, it's just £9.95 for you on these 3 today.
So I'm not mixing it in too much because I want to have that kind of swirly effect.
I love.
And what I did was I just took one of the little faceted tiger's eye. You could use any beads, aluminium beads are great for that because they're cheap and kind of, not terribly precious.
No.
So anything like that. And just put it onto one of my straight head pins from the kit. And then all I'm going to do is to just dip and kind of swirl that around. So I'm
Dip and swirl.
covering the whole of the bead, and then when I take it out, I just turn it like that. You can see we've got a little bit of string coming off.
Bit of a
Don't
tail.
worry about it because you can pull that off. And then what happens is you just allow that to dry.
Allow it to cool. How quickly
Yeah.
does it cool?
It cools very quickly, but don't touch it too soon because then you do, make a big zero of it and put your fingerprints on there. So I would say about now it's quite cool. So I'm just going to take that little tail off,
just
pop
picks
it back
off,
in.
doesn't it?
So you can see it's coming into this little drop shape, which is really cute, isn't it?
Really pretty.
And I love these because if you're making leather flowers and you want a little stamen in the middle, they'd be perfect for that. And you've got all the different colour range. It would be wonderful.
Oh, that's
so I was thinking of all
fab.
kinds of things while I was doing this.
And you could do that on any head pin, couldn't you? Any
Yes.
head pin or eye pin, or even if you just created your own, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Fab.
So I'm going to swirl it in again. So just kind of picking
So you've
that-
waited for that to be nice and hard and cool.
Yeah, and then just turn it again so that you don't end up with the lumps.
So you're
And
just
then you
really
get-
slowly twisting.
And then it helps to keep it stable and forms more of a bead kind of look, otherwise it gets a bit wonky.
I see.
And that is literally
Almost
all
looks
I
like
did.
a candy apple.
It does.
Doesn't it?
And it's just the 2 dips with that one and you get a nice big thick little drop. I'll do another one. See if I
And
can
it's
get them
really
in.
high shine as well, isn't it? Can I add another colour in that? I want
Yeah,
to.
you can. Let's see what it
Can
looks like. I'm dying to. I like experimenting with this stuff.
I like experimenting with these as well. Now, if you don't want to do it in your melting pot, you can, of course, do it with a heat gun. Now, have you worked with a heat gun on this before?
I haven't, no, but I've seen. Obviously seen all of these videos of what's her name? My name's gone out of my head now. Liz Welsh. Goodness me. The way that she uses the heat gun to melt it and also to give it a shine, high shine.
Yeah, you can shine polish it, and also she uses it
love
to get rid of bubbles as well, doesn't she?
So
in the heat pot. You can use this for so many things. You can polish these pieces so that although they're shiny now, you can give them a gorgeous blast with this and it just makes them super shiny. If you've got a melt pot and perhaps you're getting bubbles in there, because sometimes you can get bubbles if you over mix or if it's on too long, you can get bubbles in there. You can pop them out with these just using a quick motion. You can melt with this as well, actually. You can use this with so many different things. Friendly plastic as well you can use it with. This is at the bottom of your screen at the moment, £14.95. Love that code, LEFT84. LEFT84 is your code on this. It's got 2 speeds on the heat gun. There's a high speed and a low speed. Really simple to use. Get your hands on it today, LEFT84. And there's another set of colours I'm going to bring you now for the jewel enamel as well. We're having a beautiful mixed media today.
We are, and it's fun. It's like anything that gets you all messy, it's got to be fun, hasn't it?
Hasn't it just?
Yeah, if I have to go and
completely
screw up my
agree.
hands afterwards, then it's been a good show.
I love that. I love that that's how you judge this.
Yeah.
You've got these two, they're relatively new. I think I brought these to you for the
beautiful.
first time a month or so ago. You've got your malachite and your lapis blue in here. They're really rich.
Maybe like peacock colours, aren't they? I love that one. That kind of aquamarine colour. That's like a mermaid's tail, that one.
Oh, I love.
Beautiful.
That's so true. Malachite and your lapis blue as well. 60 grams, 30 grams in total on each of these. WKGC19 is the code. Your price? £8. Should be. We're going to make it lower. £6.95 is your price on these today. Now, when I've seen these on our website at points, they're £6.95 each. So you're getting them just two for £6.95 today. WKGC19. Get your hands on 60 grams worth in our relatively new colours, malachite and your lapis blue.
Have you seen how I just added a little bit of that purpley colour to the end of it?
Yeah, I love.
And I'll bring it over here and then you can see it. So you can just kind of detect a little bit of the purple sort of with your
And how well does that go with this as well? Because you've got some
Gorgeous.
purplies and
Yeah,
yellowy
you do.
oranges in here too, with the Sari silk. These do work together really nicely.
It really harmonises with it, but then if you want a contrast, you've got the other colours that you can use, haven't you?
Definitely.
Fabulous. Oh, isn't it fun?
Oh, it
that's-
is fun.
Basically, you can have tons of earrings. And all I did with the earrings, just to finish, shall we turn that off and then we don't have that? I can feel the heat coming up from under there. Is I just used that head pin as my actual part of the earring. So then I took my round nose pliers and I just bent the top of that, so I've probably got a couple of centimetres there. Turn it to a right angle and then just turn it with my round nose pliers into a loop, and then I can attach one of my beautiful earring wires to that. And these are the earring wires that come in with the findings pack that you get in this bundle. Aren't they beautiful? And they have that kind of
Beautiful.
Indian look about them, so it really works with the Sari silk. I think it's got that whole theme running through it, that really exotic kind of mystical kind of look about it all. So it all works together, I think.
It definitely does. Sorry, I'm just having fun with my lapis blue and
Oh,
malachite.
wow.
I just wanted to
Gosh.
see these.
I know.
I've popped them in my melting pot.
I like
Isn't it
all the
fun? It's
colours
like
that you can-
experimenting.
Well, that you can mix them all together as well is really fun.
Oh, we've
isn't
turned it off. I'm not surprised it's not melting.
Yeah, it's because I'm at safety. I keep turning everything off.
Safety first.
That's it.
Fun first.
Is that right?
That's what I think.
Okay.
You've got this malachite blue, which is really sumptuous, and that the malachite green. Sorry, it goes emerald.
Doesn't it?
Have a little
Oh
look.
my goodness, it's looking like a rainbow in there now.
Isn't that fun? Can I have a head pin?
You can.
Can we have a little
Do
dip?
you want to have a little dip? Do you want a bead?
Oh, I've got a text in for you about
Yeah.
your glue again.
Okay.
These are the little star head pins.
Oh, are the star head pins? Oh, where's the other one's gone?
Have you seen these? How cute. Oh, it says James Studio. Hello, Becky and Natalia. I've used your glue, Natalia, to stick gemstones to a leather cuff. It was great. Keep up all the amazing designs, Natalia. Susan, that's lovely.
Oh, thank you, Susan. That's lovely. Well, you keep your amazing designs up as well and keep sharing them with us.
There's a lot of good
you go.
pieces, isn't there?
Look at that, though, with the two-tone. Get some of that two-tone going.
I'm
See,
gonna.
now you're doing it and I'm just directing.
Let's get some of that in.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, two-tone.
Swirl.
Bit of a swirl. Cover
Oh,
up
I
this
love
gem.
that. Do you know, that's really disco, that looks to me.
Disco
Remember those
design. Discos. Yeah, I remember the discos. Discotheque. When you go away. Let's have a look at these. I've done a two-tone dip.
Oh, it's gorgeous. That is really peacock, that, isn't it?
That is
'Cause you've
so
got that kind
peacock.
of reflective quality of
Can you
it.
see? Green to
Wow.
the lapis. Isn't that pretty?
But do you know what I love about this is that you're going out somewhere and you haven't got any earrings to match your outfit and you can just whip a pair of earrings up in no time, can't you, in your melt pot?
Moments, can't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what else I love about this? I could imagine working with this with, say, hematite.
Yeah.
or your colour pyrite. Because it's got that look. Oh, we've had a message in. Go on. Oh, we're trying to find it. Send in your messages whenever you like.
Pigeon flapping around the studio.
I know, right? This is from Tracy, and she says, "Can I bake polymer clay in the melting pot?" Good question, Tracy. Yes, you can. Tracy,
have to be
Ipswich.
thin strips of it.
The only thing is, yeah, thin strips, no more than a 5mm thickness. So you can't do rounds or, you know, large amounts like bowls. It just has to be one thickness, and then you'll have to flip it over as well part way through, because otherwise it'll brown at the bottom and then not on top. So you can do it like that. So you can use it for baking your polymer in as well, and actually it does it relatively quickly too. But no more than 5mm. Make sure it's the same all over. So say you wanted to do cane pieces and you put all your canes out and you put them all onto your mat and then rolled them, then you can use this for it as well. And you can pop the lid on for that as well. Thank you for that. If you do have any messages for
Isn't that beautiful?
for Natalia, do message us in. Either go to jewellerymaker.com or text us. 60777 is the text number. Thank you very much for sending us that message in. Do keep going. Now, tell me what else we've got coming up. Oh, look, can I swirl there?
You can bring it all in together. We've got silver clay coming up as our next designer inspiration. So I've been using silver clay as a frame for polymer clay.
That's unusual. What made you think of doing that?
Isn't that great? Oh, I like that. You're very artistic, aren't you?
I am very.
That looks like something I would see in an art gallery now.
Well, thank you. If only it would stay that way. So what gave you the idea of using the metal clay for the polymer?
Well, years and years and years ago, I went on a course with a lovely Belgian lady, and she showed me how to do that. And I included one of those projects in my first silver clay book. And so I thought, I haven't actually demonstrated this on TV, so I'd like to do that.
Oh, fab. Oh, I can't wait to see it then. I've got for you, just at your last minute purchase, if you're into the jewel enamel, I've got 3 more goodies here for you. Your jet, your deep gold, and your ruby red. Now the jet, although it looks quite daunting, when you actually melt it, it's got this beautiful sheen to it, really gorgeous. You've got your deep gold and your ruby red, 3 of them, 90 grams in total. Your price should be £12, of course. However, we're going to do all 3. Price match of our earlier one, £9.95 for you today to have a go with these. I love just dipping away, having so much fun. Now, join me after the break, because after the break, I have a whole section for you to do with baking. Am I right in saying this? Baking your gemstones? Yes, baking your gemstones in things like your metal, clay, etc. And then after that, back over to Natalia. I'll see you after this.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the Genuine Gemstone Company.
You can now keep in touch by liking Jewellery Maker UK on Facebook. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Add a mystery gift to your order today and you'll receive a surprise full of fantastic treats and goodies with a huge saving guaranteed. Check out our online reviews from Jewellery Maker customers who have previously purchased one of these mystery gifts. Go on, treat yourself with a little gift.
When you place your first order with us, you will receive a free booklet and DVD full of handy hints, tips and tutorials to help you get started with your new jewellery maker hobby.
If you miss a Jewellery Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewellery Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewellery Maker.
Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques.
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Becky and with us today, tidying up after herself very nicely, it's the lovely Natalia. Hi Natalia.
I need to because I've made such a mess everywhere.
How did you find your first experience with enamel?
I'm a little bit giddy actually because I'm just I'm in the zone now. I'm in creative zone.
Oh yeah, you're in the place now, creative place. Well, it's handy that we've got more pieces coming up with you in a little bit.
Is it not?
Do you mind giving us a sneaky piece of one of your pieces that we're going to be looking at? Because I am in love with this. This is our second designer inspiration. It's coming up in about 30 minutes. Take a little look at what she's going to be showing us how to create. It's so beautiful. Isn't that modern, but also it's quite ornate and quite grand, and it's got a beautiful historical feel to it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, but easy to make as well.
Well, that's what I like, Natalia. We'll be having a little look at how to create that. But first off, to get you ready for our metal clay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking to you about what gemstones we can work with when we're working with metal clays and polymer clays, of course, because as we know, with clays like this, they need to be baked. They need to be baked at certain temperatures, and we're going to bring you, you're right, we're going to bring you something for every heat temperature that we've got today. So talk to us about baking and why some gemstones you just can't bake.
Well, some gemstones just cannot withstand the rise in temperature, and so particularly gemstones that are on the lower end of the Mohs hardness scale. So the harder the gemstone, they tend to be better, but that isn't always the case because there are always exceptions. So we have a table of gemstones of people who've done tests on them at certain temperatures and what gemstones can withstand. So it's all based around the intensity of the heat and then cooling down that makes the gemstone suffer.
That makes the gemstone go through its process. Now, I have got for you today the table. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the gas. So what do we mean when we're talking about gas heating?
Sorry,
you're right, Natalia. Just throwing stuff then.
The melting pot. The gas, yes. So if you're using a gas torch or you're using a gas hob, what's going to happen to the gemstone is going to heat up really quickly. So there's no kind of gentle heating, it's literally wham. So certain gemstones just can't take the shock of having that, and then they go into, they would either shatter or they could cloud.
Okay. So I've got for you in this first section of it, I've got ones that can have gas treatment. Now saying that, I'm going to bring to you a really special box that only one of these can actually withstand the gas treatment, and that is the tanzanite in here. However, these are beautiful for your prong settings, and also if you do want to use these afterwards, possibly using some glue to inlay these, then you absolutely can. Take a look. This is our high-end Trillion Cut collection. This is so special. In here you have got 0.45 carats of your tanzanite, 0.6 of your Swiss blue topaz, you've got 0.5 of carats of your red garnet, you've got 0.5 of your iolite, You've got 0.4 of your amethyst and 0.45 of your white topaz. These are all trilliant and these are all 5x5 mil. Now if you have done our prong setting course, you may well have seen these and even worked with them with us before, but the tanzanite in here is absolutely fine to be gas. Now this is a special selection. These are our most high-end gemstones, essentially, that we bring to you on this challenge. You know that sometimes we'll bring to you, say, your strands of distinction or your gem collector gemstones. These ones in particular are the genuine gemstone and jewellery quality. Because of that, the price on this should be £24.95 for this. You get the individual boxes and you get a lid for this as well that will go over the top with your gem collector's stamp on the side, stamp of authenticity on the side of this as well. It's not staying at £24.95 today though. This is going to be a real low £12.95 to get your hands on these today. You also get your little booklet with this too that gives you a little bit more information about how we collect them, why they're put into this selection. It says within there, congratulations, this collection has been assembled in our lapidus, in our busiest coloured gemstone city in the world. Have a little look in here. You've got some beautiful pictures in here, you've got a fab amount of information, and they are all totally natural gemstones as well. £12.95 for you today. HTCI 70, give them a go. They're too beautiful, they are so stunning, and they really are just the highest quality. So when we're talking about firing with gas, what type of temperatures are we reaching when we're doing that, Natalia?
Up to 800 degrees.
Up
so
to 800
650
degrees.
degrees and 800 degrees when you're firing with a gas torch or a gas hob.
Wow, so really high.
Yes.
High amounts in there. Take a look, I've just popped one out for you. Let me get a hold of it. I've got out here for you the beautiful blue topaz, but I just want you to see the clarity of this. Isn't that exceptional? And these are all in the same core, all with the same faceting. The clarity, but the strength of the saturation is almost unimaginable. Do get this home to truly appreciate this. And do you know what I would say? I would say with these, even if you haven't got anything in mind that you want to create with these on your stall or even on your coffee table, just as a talking point, they're that beautiful in quality. And the tanzanite itself, it could easily be a AAA, easily, if not even more. £12.95, it should have been closer to 25. Get your hands on it whilst you can though. I've also got for you some more that are going to be good for your gas. So these are up to 900. Oh, the gas heating. This is your gas heating. This is a brand new strand for you here, and this is your peridot. And this is all fine for your gas treatment. Take a look. Gorgeous example of peridot, actually. Now what I will do is I'll put a list of all of these on Facebook for you on our Jewellery Maker Facebook page after the show, so keep your eyes peeled for it. Have we got a picture of it now? Should we show you now? We'll bring it up for you in a moment. 30 carats worth of it here, of the peridot, and these are graduated faceted drops. Now these are perfect for your gas treatment. Let's see if we can find the peridot one on our list. So what we've got here is we've got a list for you, and it says on the first column the gemstone itself. You'll be able to see that peridot is the third one down. You are able to use it for up to, you're able to use it at 650 degrees C, 800 degrees C, and you've got metallic colour turnings, but you can also use it for gas and it's not damaged at all in that way. So this is your beautiful peridot, great for your gas treatments. If you were to inlay this, what would you think of doing with this, Natalia, if you were to use gas with this?
Well, you could use syringe clay to put a dollop of syringe clay and push the gemstone into that. You push it directly into the wet clay, but you need to make sure that you've got enough of the gemstone pushed in, because what happens is the clay shrinks, so it can shrink and push the gemstone out. So you want kind of the shoulders of the bead to be underneath it.
So you want a good amount wrapped around this. I have got that syringe coming up for you in a little bit as well. 30 carats worth of this peridot we have. Your price for a brand spanking new strand today is just £14.95, and I'm sure you'll agree this green colour is just so exquisite, but also they're a lovely symmetrical colour. They've got a beautiful symmetry in colour as well. Got another one for you now that is going to be great for gas. This is your rhodolite garnet. It's the most beautiful, rich, jelly red colour. Comes from the Greek word meaning rose stone, and I'm sure you can all agree and all understand exactly why that name would have come from it. Indian tribes believe that it was good to make your fire more potent back in the day. So they actually used to grind it up and throw it on the fire, and it did used to spark off these beautiful rich blue, green, red flames as well. 50 carats worth of this, again fine for your gas if you're inlaying into your metal clay. It's 18 centimetre strand. Your price on this, just £24.95 for you. You can also heat this up to 800 degrees as well, so you can again inlay it within your polymer if you wish to. £24.95. You can see on the table it's just in the middle, slightly nearer to the bottom. Rhodonite garnet. It's fine to use up to 800 degrees C, and you can use your gas torch with it as well. £24.95 for these IPJN42 on this today. Now we're moving away from the gas section now, and we want to go up to your 900 degree C. So this is a beautiful strand of topaz. Now talk to me, Natalia, about where you might reach temperatures, or what you might need to reach temperatures of 900 degrees C for.
If you were going to put this into copper clay inside a kiln, then that would reach a temperature of 900 degrees, because that's the temperature that copper clay fires at. But I would say to anybody using a torch to fire copper clay, don't fire this gemstone, because when you use a torch you have to put the copper clay straight into cold water, and that can cause a shock to the stone.
Fab, good tips there. 55 carats worth of this gorgeous topaz. It's a really renowned gemstone within itself, and because this is the beautiful clear white topaz as well, it's going to go with whatever colour you pop it with, isn't it? Now you know we had that yellow topaz earlier on, that brand new strand. It was £24.95, wasn't it? This of course is a different carat weight, but it's nowhere near that price today. Your price for this is just £9.95 for genuine topaz. The fact that you can wear genuine topaz as simply as this, and it can cost you £9.95. I've been and bought in the past strands of plastic gemstones, long strands of plastic gemstones, and I've spent £15 on those. Long strands, it's just plastic. You can work with genuine gemstones, stunning topaz. £9.95 for these today. They're from Africa. You've got 55 carats worth, and they go all the way up to 12 by 6 mil on these today. £9.95, 100 degrees C, firing appropriate. I've got for you now a really stunning strand of blue sapphire, and this is absolutely appropriate to be heated at 800 degrees C. Isn't this just exceptional? 35 carats worth of this shaded sapphire, and these are the really rich blues. What would you think of working with this, Natalia?
Oh, it's just beautiful, isn't it? And I think that what is wonderful is so many people want to put gemstones in place when they're firing, and so to be able to take these gemstones and do that is a great opportunity. And there's so many different ways you can do it. You can actually embed it into the clay. You can put sterling silver wire or fine silver wire into your silver clay as well, and put gemstones in afterwards if you didn't want to fire them at the same time.
Oh, good tips. It is your shaded sapphire. Now, we know the situation with sapphire isn't great at the moment. We're still not able to get into the mine that we generally get our sapphires from. So this sapphire itself, it will have been with us, or we will have ordered it, you know, a fair few months ago now. Sadly, we're still not able to get into the mine. We've still not had any new orders placed within that mine. So it is something that, although you've seen quite a bit of it recently, that's simply because we got our hands on it in the past, but now it is getting tougher. So do get the gorgeous sapphire whilst you can, especially when it's under 20 quid. Get yourself on the phone lines now, because it's £14.95 for you. There's the really royal blues in here, the blues that are synonymous with sapphire. You've got that Cape Middleton sapphire blue running through here, London blue colours as well. £14.95 is your price on this today. IRRU73 is the code. Get it whilst you can though, because it's 23 centimetre strand of genuine sapphire. I've had a question in for you, Natalia.
Oh, what's that?
This is from Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne. Says, hi, could you please clarify, if the temp is less with the gas firing, can these stones be fired by gas as well as in the kiln if using silver clay?
Well, the table tells you where people have done tests. So they've tested the gemstones in a kiln or with a gas torch or on a gas hob. So basically, if it fails the kiln test, it's not going to pass the gas test. That's the basic answer.
You can see on your screen now some of them.
So for example, amethyst, you can see it didn't survive the kiln firing at 650.
No.
So you can't really control the torch because you don't know what temperature you're actually firing the piece at. All you can gauge is the colour of it. And so if it didn't survive the firing at 650 in a nice kind of controlled environment with no kind of changes in temperature, so going from hot to cold instantly, it's not going to survive torch firing. Definitely not.
We will put this chart on Facebook as well. So, and it's in your new book as well, isn't it, Natalia?
It's in my new book. This has come from my new book, yes. So you get a heads up, you get a bit of a sneak preview.
Sneaky preview. £14.95 for genuine sapphire is a real treat. So treat yourself today for just £14.95. Have a look. Oh wow, this is really, really, really high quality. You can see that instantly. Take a look for yourselves. Wow. 85 carats worth of your sunstone. This is beautiful. Sunstone, of course, known for its adventurescence. And I'm wondering if you can see in some of these exactly what the adventurescence is. It's this internal shimmer, almost internal glitter. A lot of the time, this is caused from hematite, but actually if you get your sunstone from America, it is due to copper as well within this. So it's different elements that you have within there. This adventurescence you get, I think, get it home to really appreciate it. It's this gorgeous glitter-like effect, totally natural within there. We haven't added anything to give it that effect. It's just so pretty. You've got in here really nice pops of sandy tones, sunshine tones. It is of course part of the feldspar family and is related to labradorite, of course, because it's in that same section. And I think both this and labradorite together I could see just working so exceptionally, especially if you've got some blue flash labradorite in your stash. Add this in, these beautiful blue tones with this gorgeous sunshine and sandburst, I think would work really well. This is great for firing up to 800 degrees C. It's 85 carats worth. Your price is just £9.95. Honestly, the quality of this is exceptional. And I'm sure you get a feeling of this even just over the camera, but do get it home to really appreciate, because the glitter internally, that aventurescence, is spellbinding, and that price is pretty eye-catching too, isn't it? £9.95 for KFRU 20 today. Ooh. If you are interested in these really interesting gemstone effects, how about getting your hand on some moonstone? 2 strands. I told you it's bundle galore today, didn't I? And I was not lying. There's loads of bundles in today's show. And here's another one. This is your double trouble rainbow moonstone. We did bring you moonstone before, but this is your rainbow. It's also a higher carat weight. You've got 80 carats on each of these, 160 carats worth in total. XQGC71 is the code. This is still beautiful gemstone that is great for firing up to 800 degrees C. Double trouble price on this, £11.90 is good, but I want great. Let's make this hands down, stand out, cracking price. £7.95 for you. Should have been closer to 12. You're getting it for less than 8 today. £7.95 for you. Get this home to enjoy. You can use it with your metal clays, but also why not just work it by itself? You've got these lovely spaces in between as well, which of course you can incorporate in your designs. £7.95 for 160 carats worth on these today. £3.96 a strand this works out to be. That's it, and they're lengthy strands too, aren't they? 32 centimetres on this. Are you getting some of that beautiful blue schiller? Because I am. There's loads of you on the phones for this. Actually, I love it laid up like this, you know. Isn't that pretty? Almost got this kind of Great Gatsby feel to it with the layers. You see these blue schillers that you've got too. Get this home to really appreciate it. Everyone online, make sure you're checking out Pamela in Cheshire. You've got the same name as my mum. And we used to live in Cheshire. Oh, cool story for you there, guys. £7.95 for you. Do treat yourself whilst you can. Stay exactly where you are on the phone lines, please. We will be with you. It's well worth the wait. How about something that is great for firing to 650 degrees C? This is your lovely garnet. Now, what would we think of working? What is 650 degrees? What does that mean to us?
Well, that's the lowest firing temperature for silver clay. So you could incorporate that into silver clay as long as you keep the temperature at 650. So you could fire it on a gas hob. That would be fine. You could also put it in polymer clay, because polymer clay only bakes up to, is it about 135, something like that?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can use this one in polymer clay as well as silver clay, which means it's really usable. 190 carats worth of this red garnet, and these are your faceted medium nuggets. Imagine creating a beautiful polymer ring with these. That would be fun and fab. Price should be £15.95, but we're doing you a cheeky discount today. It's Madness Monday, why not? Your price isn't £15.95, we're going to do it for you today at £12.95. And you've got plenty on here. What I would say is get this home to really appreciate that lovely red. It's always a really deep cranberry, Pinot Noir red, really beautiful, deep and rich. £12.95 for you on this today. I have got a beautiful strand of faceted hematite. We don't have this on often at all, do we? 650 degrees C, again, great for firing. It's perfect in your polymer. In fact, if you are interested in creating pieces with this, have a little look back, because lovely Gemma Crow created some pieces with this as well. 425 carats worth of this. It's going to be a stunning deal for you. It's 36 carats worth on this strand, and these are 10 mil. They're so sparkly. Sorry, 36 centimetre strand. 425 carats. 10 mil faceted hematite. Round your price. £6.95. Give me a second. I'm just standing here. This is the type of effect you can create when you're working with the submetallic gemstones with your polymer. So this is your pyrite actually on here, but this is with your polymer, and you can bake these in with it together. Imagine creating something like this, a really chunky piece, but with your hematite. Even just encapsulating, creating little windows within your polymer to create this really interesting modern look. The whole price for this 36 centimetre strand is £6.95. So get your hands on it today whilst you can. I've got something a little bit troublesome now. Double trouble on your favourite labradorite. I've got a really delicate and small strand, and then I've got an absolute whopper. Have a little look at these. Really high quality. Wait for your schiller. Let me shimmy these across. Ooh. You can see it's beautiful on this recording. You've got a 32 centimetre strand of the plain wheels, and you've got a 17 centimetre strand of the faceted rounds. 4 mil the faceted rounds are, and they've got 20 carats worth on there. So your bottom strand is 32 centimetres, your top one is 17, 20 carats worth on the faceted rounds. Can't you just see, look at this gorgeous midnight glow you've got from these. Double trouble, 100 carats worth of labradorite in total. This is fine to be heated with polymer or with your silver clay. ZN GC 15 double trouble is one of your favourites. Your price is a stunner. £6.95. You've got a seriously lengthy strand, you've got a diddy but perfectly formed strand, both offering you this gorgeous labradorescence. It's one of your favourites, and we've done an exceptional price on these today. The wheels themselves are around 4 by 2 mil, and these beautiful faceted rounds are 4 mil. 100 carats worth in total, £6.95. You adore this gemstone, and honestly this is seriously fabulous quality. What I would say is there's plenty of you on the phone lines. I'm gonna have to go to a break in a moment just to ease up those phone lines, but do stay where you are. Get your hands on these. What would you think of working with these, Natalia?
Oh, they're fantastic, and isn't it wonderful that our favourite gemstone is one that's
Your microphone's died, Natalia. Come on over. Come on over, Natalia. Hello. Say what you're saying.
Oh, I said, isn't it great that our favourite gemstone is one that can be fired? It's like somebody up there loves us, don't they?
How fab.
But doesn't this look fantastic alongside silver, because you've got all the wonderful qualities of the labradorescence bouncing off the silver? It's class with class, isn't it?
Class with class for just £6.95. You cannot say fairer than that, can you? We are going to head to a break, and we're going to fix Natalia's mic, and then after that some more designer inspiration. Stay on the phone, we'll be with you after this.
Did you know that every individual gemstone in our Gems of Distinction collection goes through a 7-stage intricate process to get from the rough to a beautiful bead?
Here at Jewellery Maker, we have many stages of quality control, from lab tests all the way through to our own in-house gemologists. We're confident with our quality, but we want to give you that peace of mind by offering you a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Come and join guest designer Louise Jacobson on our Jewel Enamel workshop. Louise will guide you through how to get started in this creative medium. Learn how to mix colours, add glitters and Angelina fibres, how to shape your enamel, add patterns and textures, and much more. The full course includes a selection of jewel enamel colours, a selection of gemstones, silver-plated copper wire, glitters, gilding flakes and Angelina fibres, use of all relevant tools including the jewel enamel kit, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and museum, and a chance to visit the shop. All of this for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Get involved with Jewellery Maker by sending the studio a message during our live hours. You can send a text to 60777 and start your message with JM Studio, or alternatively, go to our website and click on Watch the Live Show, simply type your message into the box and press send. Make sure you stay tuned in case your message is read out. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome to Designer Inspiration. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Becky, and Natalia, give us a little saucy sauce for what we've got coming up.
Oh, we're going to do combining silver clay with polymer clay and with some gorgeous gemstones as well.
Fabulous. I cannot wait. We've got some really gorgeous pieces. We gave you a little sneaky peek earlier, and I'm sure there's plenty of you waiting for that. What I will say is there's still some of you on the phone lines getting your hands on that labradorite. Stay where you are. There's plenty to go around. That double trouble, they will be coming back for you later on as well. Just stay where you are, because there's about 10 of you on the phone lines at the moment, but we will be with you. And congrats to everyone who has already got their hands on it. Now, I've got this beautiful design inspiration section coming up for you now, and then after that I have got some total natural beauties, natural beauty pieces, no treatments on there whatsoever for you. So Natalia, we're going to head over to you to have a little look at what you've created. Just give me an idea what your inspiration was for this.
Well, it was a workshop that I attended with a Belgian lady called Christine de Haas, and she perfected this technique where she basically creates almost like a bezel out of silver clay, and she works with polymer clay quite extensively in her native Belgium as well. And so it was really great to be able to do this, because I haven't done it for a long time, so I thought I'd show it today, because we have this beautiful polymer clay here.
And we have plenty as well,
yes,
don't we?
We do.
Plenty of goodies
nice.
in this, which I love.
Nice.
In here, you've got 3 gemstone strands, you've got a polymer block, a fine tinted pack, and your threading materials. Threading materials you've got is your beading thread, your monofilament, and your elastic. You've also got your beautiful, gorgeous colour on this, isn't it?
They're lovely.
This is your rose gold plated findings. You've got included in here, but not limited to, 1 metre of your extender chain, 10 of your rope finish jump rings. You've got your ball head pins, 15 of your crimp covers. You've also got 20 of the crimp beads themselves. Everything you can see on screen, you will be getting in your findings pack in that beautiful rose gold tone. Also, you have got your polymer in this antique gold colour. Now, it's a beautiful, really rich tone. How did you find it to work with the rose gold?
I love it, and I think all of these, you know, we're always talking about mixing metals as much as you can, so I really like all the combination of those different colours together. And also I love that polymer clay because it's got the metallic shimmer to it.
Yeah.
So it does make it look, even though it's polymer clay, it does make it look as though it's gold.
It does, doesn't it? 'Cause it's got that gorgeous accent within it. If you are, by the way, interested in mixed metals, tomorrow I've got a steampunk show for you. Lots of mixed metals in there with wonderful Sammy as well. Got a steampunk section for you tomorrow. Gemstone wise, we've got these 3 beautiful strands, 70 carats of your coated carnelian in the faceted pairs, 16 centimetre strand, and they drop to 17 by 11 mil. 90 carats of your coated quartz as well in these beautiful rondelles. The coating on these is almost, it's like a rainbow, but very light bubble
Very
effect, isn't it?
subtle, yes,
Very
it is.
subtle. I had to have a double look at that then. Really subtle on those. On the beautiful plain coated quartz rondelles. And you've also got, finally, to end it off, this gorgeous jet. How beautiful is this? Black colour agate, 6mm faceted rounds, 85 carats worth on this strand. All of these gemstones quite different to each other, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And do you know that the agate reminded me of Victorian jewellery? So you've got lots of different looks that you can create with this. So hopefully with the two pieces that I created, you can show, like you said, it was a kind of a very modern, arty sort of feel with the square pendant, and then the round pendant has more of a Victoriana with a bit of a twist, with a bit of zebra.
I agree.
Thrown in for good measure.
Well, why not? It'd be rude not to. You've got all of these goodies today. Your price should be... Pip?
Pip's sleeping.
£39.20. That's the price it was going to be. For the 3 strands, 57 grams of your polymer, your threading materials and your fine-tune pack with the organza pack. However, we're going to do a mind-boggling drop on this today. It's not £39.20, it's going to just £27.95 for you.
Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it?
That's a stunning bit of a saving for you on this today. Treat yourself whilst you can. And if you haven't worked with polymer before, is that okay? Can you still work with this?
Of course you can, and the way I work with polymer is in a very simple way, so I don't do all these kind of fancy techniques where, you know, you're having to make canes and make things look like faces. You know, I leave all that to Debbie, who's very clever in that direction. I just keep it simple, and it works.
It does work really, really well. So whereabouts are we going to be starting on this design?
I'm going to create the round pendant for us, so the one that's got the agate and the quartz. So I'm going to show you how to do that one, and basically both of them have a similar technique, but that one's a little bit more complex, so we're going to do that one. So first of all, you need to prepare your work surface. So we've got a piece of Teflon sheet here, and then I've got five plain cards in 2 piles, and I sellotape them together because we're going to roll this clay to a thickness of 5 plain cards, which makes it nice and strong for the frame for our piece. And so I'm going to add a little bit of clay balm to my work surface.
If you don't have clay balm, what else can you use?
Well, you can use a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
If you have some of that under the sink in the cupboard, or, you know,
Under the sink?
wherever you keep your
Okay.
olive oil.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine's next to the cupboard under the sink. I have a very strange attitude to cooking in my kitchen.
Isn't that normally where you keep like your household cleaners?
Well, you know.
How funny.
We do things different in Yorkshire.
Oh yeah, I think it's probably only you, Natalia.
I think you're probably right, actually. And then for this piece, I've used a 10-gram pack of silver clay, but I haven't used it all, as you'll see, because we're actually cutting the centre out of it. But you will need 10 grams to be able to roll it out to that kind of size.
The 10-gram pack of silver clay as well, I will bring to you now. Have a little look at this. It is 10 grams of your art silver clay. We'll show you exactly how to use it. Now 10 grams itself, if someone's not seen silver clay before, give us a brief explanation, Natalia,
Silver
what
clay,
it is.
Well, it looks like a piece of ceramic clay or kind of polymer modelling clay, but it's actually tiny particles of silver, and they are mixed with water and then a special binding ingredient that makes it a clay-like substance so that you can work with it, you can roll it out, you can model it, just in the same way that you would with ceramic clay. Once it's dried, you can fire it, and you will get a piece of pure silver, which is called fine silver. It's 99.9% silver.
It is 90, isn't it? Is it 99.9%?
It is, yeah.
99.9%. That's special, isn't it? Silver.
I know. It's the purest form of silver there is, so it's a very, very beautiful, almost kind of a white silver colour when you fired it.
It is really nice. 10 grams worth as well. It does actually go further than you might initially think, isn't it?
Yes, it does. And with a piece like I've created there, you've got this bezel effect, so you're making it go a lot further because you're cutting the centre out of it, basically.
Yes, so you've got that to reuse, haven't you?
Yeah, you have.
So of this 10 gram pack, you have got, it's your slow dry, and that's essential really, isn't it? The slower the dry, a lot of the time the easier it is to work remold.
You get a longer working time with it, easier to rehydrate. So this has been around about 18 months, this particular formula, and it's fantastic. It's so much better to work with.
So give it a go, perhaps, if you haven't tried this before. It is really simple. 10 grams of this today, your price £28.95, and also later on I have got the syringe coming up for you as well. This today, £28.95. JOAC36 is your code, and we'll see exactly how to use it now.
Okay, so I got my silver clay out now. As soon as it hits the air, it's going to start drying out. So I just popped the balm lid over the top of it just to prevent it from drying.
Clever.
And then I'm going to roll it into a circle shape. So using my little mini roller, I'm going to keep moving the piece around and roll it into my circle that I need. So if you just plonk the clay down and then start rolling it, you will get the shape that you end up with. So if you wanted a nice rectangular shape, that's what you're going to get. But if you want a circle, then you're going to have to keep moving it.
Okay.
And then get the appropriate size of cutter that you need. So I'm just going to take this circle cutter. This particular one, I'll just measure it for you so you can see.
I have got the cutters and the measurer coming up for you in a bit as well.
2.5 centimetres, the diameter of that. And so I'm just going to press my cutter through and then just give it a quick wiggle to make sure it's gone all the way through. And then any excess clay, I'm going to remove that. And it's really important that always when you are not using the clay that's excess, that you store it in some cling film. And in this particular case, what I do is I have a wet baby wipe inside a screw top jar, and I wrap my silver clay up tightly in my cling film, and then I just pop it inside the jar and then put the lid on, and that just keeps it really hydrated, and that's as good as new every time I want to use it.
Fab.
Then to make my bezel shape, what I've got is, this is a doorknob from a well-known DIY store. And so you can get them in all different shapes and sizes, which is really good. And when I filmed my DVD originally, I used a light bulb, and I was always nipping up to my bedroom and borrowing this particular light bulb that was really tiny from my bedside lamp. And then I found these doorknobs, and I thought that, well, they're even better because you can't break them, can you? So it's really important to put some balm onto whatever domed object that you're going to use, because if you don't, your clay will stick like glue to it, and then you'll be trying to chisel it off, and then you'll end up breaking the clay. So I'm going to peel away my circle of clay from my Teflon, and I'm going to pop that on top of my doorknob and then just press it down so that it forms itself over the dome shape. So this isn't a very steep dome, it's quite a kind of shallow dome. So make sure that that's nice and well pressed on, so you can see there. It's in good contact all the way around with the piece that you're using. And then you need to take a smaller circle shape. So if you're going to buy the set of circle cutters, you're going to get all these concentric circles, and they're different sizes, so they're perfect for making these kind of bezel shapes. And then this is the tricky bit. So you're going to cut your hole out at this point.
Okay.
You don't do it when it's on your piece of Teflon when you just rolled it out, because then you will distort the shape. So it's much easier to do it when it's actually in situ on the domed object. So I'm just going to pop my cutter on, and then I'm going to check all the way around to make sure it's even. And if it's just slightly off centre, I can just move it, and it won't make an indent onto the clay because it's just lightly sitting on top there. And then when I'm happy that I've got it where I want it to be, I'm just going to press that down and take my cutter away,
and it will come out with it.
Taken that piece of clay away there. So you can see now we have a piece of silver clay with a hole in the middle.
Fab.
That's making a bezel.
So for you to create your own bezel, look, you can of course do it with loads of different shapes as well.
That's right.
I've got a cutter selection for you here, which we can use with the silver clay, but also for your polymers, your other metal clays, many other goodies. These are the cutters here, the concentric circles, which we've just used. But I presume if you wanted to create some lovely hearts, or
fantastic.
some stars, you've got your flowers and your teardrops here as well. You've also got in here your blades. Now you've got the stiff blades. You've got the flexible blade. You've got your ribbed blade as well, which gives a gorgeous leather look, serrated edge. And you've got your safety cover as well, which just slots onto either of these that you need to use just for safety. You've also got in here our clay measuring tool, which is relatively new to us here at Jewellery Maker. It's so simple to use. Take a little look. You've got in here your measuring section. Let me get this out for you because it's a little bit wonky in the packaging, isn't it? You've got, if you haven't seen this before, it's your new tool. You've got your measurer, your ruler, which is on one side in centimetres, one side in inches. Very handy if you want to get a symmetrical look. And you've also got this measuring hexagon block as well. So on here, at the top you'll see there's 3mm ridge, 5mm ridges, 7mm ridges, 10mm or a centimetre ridges, 15mm and a 20mm. So this is really great if you're going to create, say, a polymer sheet, and what you want is you want to make sure that it's all really even. All you have to do is pop this on top and mark along it. The indentation will be there, which means that when you do go to cut it with your blade, you know that each one is exactly the same. Another reason this is great is if you're going to be working with a cane. So say you've got a cane and you know that you want each of your cane segments to say be 7mm, you simply pop your 7mm section on top of the cane and it puts the lines in there. Another thing I think is really interesting with this is it does just look like a piece of plastic, but it's quite weighty.
Has it got metal inside?
It's weighty, isn't it?
It is. It's substantial. Do you know what you could do? You could use that for texture as well. I would press that into the clay and make texture.
Love that texturing across as well.
Beautiful.
So you're going to love the price of this. You truly are. You're going to get our clay measuring tools, the ruler and the plastic marker. You've also got your cutters set as well, 25 pieces in this cutter set. And you've got your blades too. Your price should be £17.85. This could well be a deal of the day. It's not £17.95, it's £8.95 for you today, a whopping £9 saving, which percentage wise is huge, isn't it? KIGC 63 is your code. Give it a go. And if you have been doing polymer for a while, you'll know that your blades, especially if you've been trying to create shapes with them, sometimes they might, you know, bend out shape a little bit, or they might blunt a little bit. Top up, get yourself something new for just £8.95 today. £6.95 these blades are usually, aren't they? So you're getting these extra ones for just £1.
Yeah, it's brilliant value, isn't it?
Stunning. £8.95 for you today. Brilliant. So we've created our bezel.
We've created our bezel. So when it's dried, this one is slightly bigger that I made here, but this is one that's dried out. So you would, because you put your balm onto the doorknob, you'd be able to release it really quickly and easily. And you can see it's a dome shape now. But we've got these little raggedy edges. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. You can see where the cutter looks a little bit scruffy. You can feel it's a little bit rough. So this, at this point, we would want to do a little bit of sanding. I'm going to get my Teflon sheet back just to collect any little bits of clay that come off here. So I'm using a piece of sponge sanding pad. So on one side you've got writing and is a piece of sponge, and then the other side we've got this kind of rough sandpaper. And all you do is just gently go around refining the piece, and this is the finishing that you need to do before you fire the piece. And we're going to fire it live. We're going to fire in the studio.
I am too excited. Oh my goodness.
I haven't done this for ages, so I thought, do you know what? We're going to fire today. Pip did look at me in a very kind of, his brow crumpled when I told him that, and I said, it's okay, it'll be fine. I brought my camping stove, which is the equivalent of doing this on your hob at home.
Fab. Can't wait.
So it'll be fun, and Ryan can catch all the excitement with the camera, and we're all good, aren't we? And then the other thing is to do the inside of that, because you will see that if you don't get that sorted out. So just bending your sponge pad over. You can trim these down to any kind of size you want, Becky.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah. So just be gentle when you're doing the inside bit. And once you're happy that you've refined that, there's no kind of rough areas on it, you
just run your finger to check.
Yes, you can run your finger, put it under a magnifying lamp as well, or get a little magnifier out and just check, because sometimes you can't see by eye. But the piece is absolutely perfect. I've also done a little earring version.
Cute.
So I'm going to just sand that.
So these again are just with your smaller cutters.
Yeah, so the tiny cutters, and you see that's the great thing about that cutter set, because you've got cutters in all different sizes, so you can make the pieces that are just right. Just the ones that you want to make.
You sounded like Goldilocks then.
Did I?
This is just right.
Yeah.
So when you're working with the circles,
yeah,
are you going for the next one down a lot of the time?
Well, it really depends on the width of the bezel that you want. So if you want a nice thick, wide bezel, because I've done them in all kinds of different sizes, so you can have less polymer clay and more silver clay, or you can have it as just an accent of silver, adding a little bit of glamour to the piece, a little bit of expense to the piece. It's you choose. You're in charge of the destiny of your pieces.
Fab.
So when you've done that, just get my clay hands sorted out, and then I'm going to bring it over. Are we ready for this?
I am excited.
So this is replicating the gas hob at home, okay? So if you don't have a gas hob, you can use a gas camping stove as well. So you don't have to have a gas camping stove if you've got a gas hob, it's fine.
Okay.
So this is what your gas hob would look like. This is your burner, and then you need a piece of wire mesh to go on top of your burners, which you would just pop on top like that. And then I'm going to turn the gas on. I've got my gas bottle inside there, so it's going to heat up for us, and while that's heating up, we'll be able to see what happens to the wire mesh. It's starting to glow orange, isn't it?
It's gone orange.
And there we have, I used to see everybody in the studio walking around with feathers. What's the feather thing?
Oh, I've no idea. We have got this mesh guard as well on our website. Have a little look. I think it's about £2. So do have a little look on our website for this.
Okay, and so you can see it's glowing orange, and that is the sweet spot. That's the spot where we want to fire our pieces.
Okay.
So you're looking for anything that is glowing orange. I'm going to pop that on there, and then I'm going to pop that one on that side. So you can see the great thing about firing on the gas hob or on a gas camping stove is that you can fire multiple pieces at the same time.
Clever.
And so what's going to happen now is I'll talk you through this, and we'll be able to see it hopefully happening. You can see a bit of smoke and flame coming off there. Can you see it, Becky?
Yeah.
And that is the binders burning away. So that's the first part in the process. So the binders burn away at about 200 degrees. And then what happens is the pieces start to go a little bit black, because the heat is transferring around all the little particles. Hopefully we're not setting the fire alarms off with the heat and the smoke.
That'd be awkward, wouldn't it?
I know, that'd be interesting. We'll end up in the car park, and
you
can just
nice.
watch this firing. And then at this point, then the pieces will go white again. And so this is the point at which they're firing. And I'll tell you what's going on in there, because we can't actually see it going on. They're quite boring when they fire.
No. Because there's bits that go sort of greyy, and then they turn white again, and then they sort of span across. It's really interesting.
So basically all that's happening inside that silver, so we need to get the gallery to time for 5 minutes for us. Gallery, can you do that for us? And at this point, so 5 minutes is all you need, and this is firing at the minimum temperature of 650 degrees, so that's what we need it to fire at. And inside there, all the tiny little particles of silver, the water's evaporated, the binders have burned away, and all we're left with is the silver now, even though it doesn't look very silver. And the little particles are all melting together. So there'll be little gaps between them. So if we had a magnifying glass of a very, very intensive magnifier or a microscope, we'd be able to see all the gaps. And the gaps are starting to fill as the particles melt together. So that is why the silver actually starts to shrink a little bit. So what we end up with is a piece of solid silver, because the particles have actually meshed together, and they call that process sintering.
Sintering?
Sintering, yeah. So you'll read about that in books and in descriptions and tutorials and that kind of thing. And so if we took that off after a minute, so it needs 5 minutes for it to fully sinter, if we took it off after a minute, it may look silver on the outside, but when we started to brush it or work with it, and we're maybe being a little bit tough with it, the pieces would break. And that's sometimes what happens to people at home, that they don't fire the pieces for long enough. or hot enough, so it's really important that you do that. Some people turn the gas on really lightly because they're worried that they're going to melt it. Don't worry, you can't melt it on the gas hob. It won't melt.
Brilliant. Can you heat it for too long?
No, you know, if we carried on talking for half an hour, which I'm sure we get in trouble because everybody will go, I want to buy things.
Hurry up.
Then it would just carry on doing that. It would get to a point where it's sintered far enough and it couldn't do any more. A bit like boiling an egg.
So it just
kind of hard boiled and that's
I see, once it's done, it's done. Oh,
Yeah.
fab, that's good to know. Now, just whilst that is firing away, I'm going to bring you the syringe of your silver clay. Now, this has 10 grams worth in it, but it's in a plunger syringe style. So talk to us about this, Natalia.
Well, the clay that I was rolling out to make the bezel is what we call lump clay because it comes in a lump. So the syringe type clay is the same product, it's the same formula, but it's watered down slightly, but it's quite stiff, so it holds itself. So when you pipe it, it holds itself in whatever kind of shape that you pipe it into. So it's a little bit like piped icing if you're making a wedding cake or something like that. It's that kind of thing.
Fab.
And you would use it to glue pieces together. Oh, something fell down the ceiling then. I thought it was a bit of ash.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. It's like a piece of confetti.
It is a piece of confetti. How long's that been up there?
It might be the heat bringing it down. I don't know.
Oh my days.
It.
Just a bit of green confetti that's just literally falling down from the ceiling. It is. But that's been there since New Year, hasn't it?
Probably. I was just a bit worried because I was thinking, is it something to do with our heat?
No, it's fine.
But what was I saying? I can't even remember.
Something to do with this.
Oh, gluing pieces together. You can use it for decorative effects, so you can use it to actually apply decorative, ornate kind of patterns to silver. So it's a really fab product to have, and I use it all the time. If you come on one of my workshops, we have one on the go all the time.
I remember you said you can write names with it and things as well,
can,
can't you? It is fab. So this is your new improved formula art clay. You have got 10 grams of this. It comes with the syringe with the precision tip. JKAC57, your price today? Just £29.95. So essentially you're getting the same amount of silver clay with this, but you're getting it with a syringe, so it's only an extra £1 for this. Problem is, I've only got 25 of these. This is really high precision piece, isn't it? You can write names with it, you can create flower shapes with it. If perhaps you haven't got a selection of cutters, or perhaps you're more into a more organic, free form, then this might be more up your street to have a go.
I think so, and also, you know, I showed in the last show where I basically got a piece of greaseproof paper and just piped a random design onto it and then just fired it. And those make really great little connectors and little decorative pieces.
And maybe great for if there is one of those days where you've lost your mojo a bit and you're not sure, just go wild with it.
Yeah.
And see what you create.
Yeah, it's fab, and all of these products give you different effects. So you know, if you're already working with a lump clay, then give the syringe a go.
That's wonderful. Can we have a time check on this silver clay, please?
I know, 'cause it's getting hot here, isn't
of
it?
these left at the moment. 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay. Now, I wonder, I can spy some water behind Ryan. I wonder if we could just have a little bit of water in a cup, so I can quench the heat out of this.
1.
Fantastic, thank you. So a cup of water is making its way. Oh, I'll tell you what, here, there's a cup here. If I just, whoops, just pour that into there and then you can put some water in it.
You're not going to accidentally drink that doubled up brew now,
no,
are you?
I'm not.
Okay.
A little bit more, go on. Be adventurous, Ryan, thank you. Okay, so it's making a noise now, isn't it? So we've got a bit of water. See, the other thing is be prepared. So have your water all ready, because you might not have a Ryan at home.
No.
I don't have a Ryan at home to get me water. So when you finish firing, you can leave that to cool down on your gas hob. You don't have to remove it, do anything with it. But because we need to get a move on, we're just going to pick it up, and so use some implement like tongs or tweezers or something like that, and I'm just going to pop that into the water, and that's just cooled it down, so all of the heat quenched out.
That was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Is that good ridiculous?
Yeah, like.
That was a little bit less.
That was a little
more
bit
of a
chilled.
girly
That was
one,
a.
wasn't it? And then
Fab.
I'm going to move our gas hob out of the way so we don't burn ourselves, excuse me.
Okay.
And then we can concentrate on...
So you don't have to do this, it's just for the purposes of TV.
Yeah.
We need to get it dried, cooled fast.
We need to get it cooled fast, and so now you'll see the difference. It looked a little bit grey, didn't it, before we fired it, and now it looks pure white. It's a kind of chalky colour.
Yeah.
And this isn't an effect from the firing. What this is it's the light. So it's the particles of the silver need to be brushed so that we can actually see the silver.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you do this, Becky, because I don't know
Yes,
if you've
please.
ever revealed silver before.
No, I
but you
haven't.
can
So
have
what
a
am I
go at
doing?
it.
Just
So
brushing?
Give it a good brush.
One direction.
Do half and half so we can see.
Whenever I say One Direction, in my ear I get, yeah, I love you, Harry! Of the boys,
Do
isn't
you know I
there?
had a dream about Niall Horan last night? I don't know why.
Did you? Natalia, you
I don't know.
cougar.
I know, it's a bit weird, isn't
it? So
I shouldn't
you
confess that on
really, probably not, no. You really simply just brush.
Yeah, and look what you did. Isn't that wonderful?
Look.
So you just show the two halves, the one you've done, and then the other you haven't.
So you can see the side that I have brushed and the side that I haven't. Let's keep our eye on this bit. Let's just give it a couple of brushes. Ooh,
Isn't that exciting?
That is so exciting.
It never fails to amaze people, the alchemy side of doing silver clay. And actually, in fact, 7 years in, I'm still excited every time I brush the piece after it's been fired.
Isn't that fab? So you're just getting rid of those outside...
Yeah, you're just revealing the silver, basically, changing the structure of the surface.
Isn't that fab? I love it.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
That is so much fun. So do you have to do both sides?
Yeah, I always do both sides, even though we're going to cover the underside with polymer clay, but that little inside bit, you will see that. So
That little inside lip.
yeah.
What got you into silver clay, Natalia?
Well, I was looking at silversmithing and then I found silver clay and I thought that sounds even better than silversmithing. Silversmithing was all grunting and, dirty hands and using saws and things, and I like the idea of sitting there elegantly rolling clay around.
How cute. I love that.
And that was a lot more
That's so
me.
much more you,
Yes,
Natalia.
yeah.
There you are, I've done that. I've finished.
Fantastic.
So can I show you a before and after? So this is the small one's the one that we haven't yet polished off. Isn't that beautiful?
That looks a little bit like a mint with a hole, the one on the right.
Doesn't it a little bit? Yeah. How pretty. Fab. Okay, so I'll hand you this. There we go.
All right.
Can we see that one for you?
Yes, would you
go
mind?
On. No.
I know, I can see that I've got another one as well here.
Oh, yes, please.
The two of them. So the other thing that you can do at this stage is to look and see whether your piece is actually stayed nice and moulded and domed. If it hasn't, you can pop it back onto your domed object, and it's quite soft, the metal. Not soft as in it's like aluminium foil, but it's soft enough to be able to just press it and make it a little bit more even. And you can also use a rawhide mallet just to tap it to get it even, because we don't want a wonky bezel, do we?
No, we don't. We have had a message in saying, did you flip all that over or did you just leave it as it was? We just left it. You don't have to flip it, do you?
Yeah, it's a question that people often ask, and you don't need to turn it over. It's not like making pancakes or omelettes or anything like that, because the metal particles conduct the heat beautifully, so they will eventually get round to one another, so you don't need to worry about it. They're very efficient. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our beautiful Primo Accent Sculpey clay. And I've just prepared a piece that I've conditioned. It's so warm in the studio, it's making it nice and soft for me, so I didn't have to do an awful lot to it.
That's good.
Depending on the conditions that you get it, if it's a little bit cold, your pieces of polymer clay might be quite hard, so you need to run it through your pasta machine, through your polymer clay rolling machine.
Polymer roller, which looks strangely like a pasta maker.
It does look like a pasta maker, or with a heavy duty rolling pin, until it's nice and pliable like that. And then we're going to add some texture to this. So I'm just going to pop it on my Teflon sheet between my playing cards, and then roll my polymer clay out, and I'm going to add some texture to it. So we've got my texture stamps. So the zebra print I thought was a very fitting one for this, which I thought we should use.
So that it goes nicely with the agate and the quartz as well.
Yes.
This is at the bottom of the screen at the moment. It's the one that you got the polymer with. You got your strand of the quartz. your strand of the coated carnelian, you've got the black agate, your polymer, oh sorry, this piece of confetti does not come included, your findings pack, and your threading materials, still on the bottom of the screen, £27.95 for you.
Okay, so I'm just pressing this into the polymer clay. You could put this whole texture sheet and the polymer clay through your polymer clay roller. It says thin enough to go through there like that, but I'm not today.
I have got textured sheets here with me. I'll bring them to you in a moment.
So we get a lovely impression there on that. And then just checking, I want to cut out the same size that I cut for this.
As the inside or the outside?
The outside.
Okay.
So that will be perfect. So I'm going to just cut out my circle shape. Take that out. And then peel that away from my Teflon. So it's nice and thick because it's 5 cards thick, that one. And then what I did is I placed that behind my bezel. So I'm just pushing it in. And any parts where you get a little bit of overlap, just use your fingers to just peel it away.
Almost like a tart.
It is a little bit like pie making this.
Yeah.
I do find the similarities. Yeah. Except you can't wear a pie afterwards. Maybe in your belly.
Well, no, and you can't eat the silver clay afterwards either. But apart from that, Natalia, exactly the same. Now you have got these textured sheets that we're working with right now. I'll bring them to you just whilst you are neatening that off at the edge. You've got the by Natalia zebra print that we've just worked with on this, and you've also got in there this lovely animal print. This is Walk on the Wild Side. What made you create these, Natalia?
Well, because I couldn't find any, and I really wanted zebra print. I really wanted leopard print because I love my animal prints.
Yeah.
I have hand towels with animal prints on, and I have a footstool with zebra print. Not a real zebra, but you know.
No, zebra print, yes. Walk on the Wild Side textured stamp set. You've got 2 of these. Your price should be $14.95, but because Natalia is here, we're gonna do sneaky little discount.
Little deal on them.
Little deal. The price today isn't $14.95. You're getting the 2 sheets for just £9.95 for you.
That's a really good price, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah. They're really durable.
Yes.
Once you've got them, you've got them.
They
They're
smell
yours.
nice as well, don't they? You
They do.
The smell of rubber.
Oh yeah, they do actually. Yeah, you're right.
But they're very good. A very subtle texture, but it makes a very good print onto any of the different methods you want to use. You could use them on dual enamel as well.
Fab.
So it's fantastic for different mediums.
It's a cracking discount today. 5 for saving, £9.95 for you. I've got a question for you about the syringe. I've only got a handful of them left. If you're all right for us to ask you.
Yeah.
Tracy from Dorset. Hi Tracy, she said, question for Natalia. Can I use the syringe clay to make a prong on silver ring that has broken off? Great show, you two. As always, love watching you. Tracy! I'll give you that tenner later. So go on.
I wouldn't, because I don't believe it would be strong enough to create a prong on an existing ring. I think you'd be better off using silver wire, fine silver wire for something like that.
Okay.
So.
Just because if you're going to attach it to already there silver, it might not connect.
It won't connect to sterling silver, no. And so it's fine. If it was a fine silver ring and you attach fine silver to fine silver, it fuses when it fires. But sterling has copper and other alloys in it, so it won't.
So it won't do that.
Yeah. So you're better off soldering something to it.
Brilliant. There is another question as well. This is from Cheryl. It says, if I wanted to stamp letters on the silver, would I do it before I fire it? Good question.
Well, you could do it before or after, Cheryl.
Both.
And I'm not very good at stamping into fired metal because then I get things wonky. I don't line things up properly. This is the other side of my brain that's not logical.
But it just doesn't work. That's the same as me.
So I like to do my stamping before I fire, because if I make a mess, then I can scrunch it up and start again. But the metal's soft enough for you to be able to stamp it. So if you're a proficient stamper, then wait till you're fired.
but you can do it. So if you want to create those gorgeous words,
either way is really good.
Love, love, love. Do keep sending you messages in. Right, Natalia.
Okay,
so
what I did was the final thing was I just
it off.
pushed it in with my finger, with the pad of my finger, just to give it that little domed bit in the middle that just makes it stand out and makes it really connect beautifully.
Fab.
And then we want to have a bail on the back of it. So I'm just going to take some of my excess polymer clay and I'm going to just roll it. You put it through your pasta roll and then you get a really equal, even piece of polymer clay. And then just take a cutter and I'm going to cut a slither of clay. Get rid of all my excess clay to make a bail. And you could put a straw or something like that inside this to support it, but just bend it over basically. The good thing about the polymer clay is it's quite sturdy, it just stays where you put it. So I'm just pinching the bottom together, and it doesn't have to be perfect at the bottom, don't worry too much about that. So turn my piece over and decide where I want my bail. So I want it behind this point on my pattern, so I'm going to turn my piece over and pop my bail on there, and I'm going to press into the polymer clay, just kind of smooth it in. So it's looking a little bit of a mess at the moment, but don't worry about that because we have another final step in the process. Just level that up and make sure that my bail looks even on the front. And then finally take my polymer clay, get my playing cards. I would roll this a bit thinner, probably about 3 playing cards thick, but I've only got 5 playing cards stuck together, so we'll go with 5 playing cards at the moment. So I'll roll my polymer clay out evenly, take my cutter and just cut it into a circle. And then this is going to be my final piece on the back, just to finish my piece off. Oops, it's got a bit stuck. So I'm going to just place that on the back, and then again I'm going to smooth that together and then remove the excess bits. You can do this with a tissue blade as well to trim it, but I just use my fingers. And then neaten all that up, and then you have a lovely back. If you want to pass me the original one, I'll show you how that looks. So I've actually baked that the silver bezel and the polymer clay, all the pieces of polymer clay all together. So I put that onto a baking tray, and then I baked it in the oven. I put it on 125 degrees C, and I baked it for 25 minutes.
That is so high shine.
And the silver doesn't tarnish in the oven because it's fine silver and it has no copper or anything like that. It's just got pure silver in it. So if you want to polish the silver after you've baked the whole thing, then you can do. And then you can add your beading thread and your beads.
And you stuck with the zebra colours on this, didn't you?
I did, yes, because I had them already in my kit, so I decided that that's what I would do. So you spend a bit of time refining that, and you use put a little bit of cling film on the end of your fingers, and then just smooth around the edges, and it gets rid of any fingerprints. That's a Debbie Bulford tip that I picked up from one of her DVDs.
Very good tip. And we've had a few more questions, if that's all right for you. And we've had a question in that says, can I use the syringe to make fastenings or clasps?
The syringe is quite a thin
Comes out quite thin, doesn't it? It's a very precision nozzle.
I wouldn't use it for clasps. I would use a piece of silver clay, and I would, so a lump clay, and I would roll it into a snake of clay, and then I would make clasps with that. So in my DVD, the Finishing Touches DVD, I show how to make clasps with ropes of clay.
You do indeed. So maybe get your hands on that DVD, because you can do it with the lump clay. Say that to me again. I've got a polymer clay bundle. You want me to do this now? With the mould? Okay, cool. We're going to bring people at home the chance to get their hands on polymer clay bundle now with a mould. So it's actually a similar shape to what you've created. So So maybe if you did want to create this look, but you haven't tried out silver clay before, or maybe you have loads of silver clay already, but you maybe haven't worked with polymer before, why not get your hands on this and have a little go? You've got in here your cylinder mould in the cab shape. You've got 2 of your polymers as well. These are your beautiful white and your gold. And you've also got your mica powders, 30 grams of each. You've got this beautiful glitter. Oh, you've got glitter and a mica powder. So we've got the white glitter in here, 15 grams of this, and you've got 30 grams of your mica.
Shall I just show what that looks like?
Yes, please.
Just put a little bit of that on.
I love, love, love.
And because you've got the raised texture, you can just brush it onto the raised bits, and then the recesses will stay gold. Isn't that fab?
How pretty. Multi-metal.
That's cracking, isn't it?
That's cracking, absolutely. This is called Make Your Own Druzy. How cute. You've got your glitter, your mica, 2 of your polymers and your mould. Your price on this discounted to just £14 on the nose for all of this today. Get your hands on it if you're interested in giving this a little bit of a go. Try it out today, £14.
You know, those are fabulous on the jewel enamel, and they're fabulous in resin as well. You know, if you've got clear resin and you just add some of the mica powders to it, oh, it's just fantastic.
Really nice effect, isn't it? And I love that glitter as well.
I like the way that you can just keep on adding little touches to make things look different and interesting. This whole thing about this show today is showing the possibilities of combining all these different media, isn't it?
And having fun with it.
Yeah, you do.
Beautiful. I absolutely love that piece. I think it's fab. Can you give us a little chat through how we managed to create the other side?
Yes, well, the other side is done flat. So all I did with that one was I created almost like this picture frame. So I cut a piece of square clay, and then I had a square cutter, so I cut the middle out of it.
Okay.
And I left it flat, so I didn't dome it. And then what I had is I've got some craft foils at home. So basically they are the remnants of what they cut sequins out of in factories, and then they sell them as crafts. So they come on strips,
exactly
ribbons.
What you mean.
And so if you just pop one of those on top of your silver clay, roll it over, just leave your playing cards in place, roll it over your silver clay, you get these fantastic effects. So I've got stars and hearts and all kinds of things. So have a hunt around your craft room for things that you can use as texture. And then I did this exactly the same thing. I popped the polymer clay into the fired frame. I drilled some holes in it, and I actually did those with my Dremel after I'd fired it because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that piece, and then I drilled holes afterwards, but you can drill holes at the clay stage if you want to as well. And then I just added some head pins through the holes in each corner, and so the little ball on the head pin just keeps it in place, and then I just did a wrapped loop around each of the head pins, and then wired the chain and the carnelian onto it.
I like, and that carnelian, because of the shimmer it's got, that always gives it a kind of metallic look as well that ties it all in.
There's this wonderful theme running through all of these, isn't it? And then the mixing of the metals, and it's all really interesting. It's moving around as like a little piece of art that you're wearing, isn't it?
Yes, you're wearing your own piece of art. Now I've also got some more polymer here for you. There's loads of you asking for some more polymer, so we're going to bring it to you. You have got this really beautiful hot bright red, and you've got this twinkle twinkle. Both of these are accented. This one here is called Twinkle Twinkle, look. See, Twinkle Twinkle. Director Ben thought I was just making up the name. No, it is, I promise. Twinkle Twinkle. It's got this gorgeous black base, but then accent. When you see accent, well, that means it's something that's been added to it to give it a slightly different look. So in both of these is a glitter. In the Twinkle Twinkle, it's sort of a gold and silver glitter.
It's like that, you know, granite worktops, you get that, have that glistening effect. I love those.
Definitely like that. And the red one's got a red internal glitter. You're also getting gilded flakes. Have you ever played with these before?
Do you know I haven't? Aren't they wonderful? It's like a little pot of gold, isn't it, that?
It's so fab. You get in these, they're essentially sort of like gold leaf really, and you get these large pieces of them, and you can really simply just brush these over the top of your pieces of your creations. They are so pretty. If I had some baked polymer, I would show you how to use them.
Do it on the...
No, I don't want to ruin it.
No, it won't ruin it. He's going to do an amazing job of it.
Amazing design. Well, you've got
Do you want a
here.
brush?
What colours are we thinking of?
As well.
You can really. Do you have a brush?
I have a brush. I always have.
I always have. Look at you.
Little toolkit.
I have. If we create little pieces, what you can do is you can just do it on the raised areas. But if I show you, you see how you're brushing it in? What we do is when you brush it on, it will attach itself. So can you see how it's getting into all of these nooks and crannies? You might not be able to because of my face is in the way, if I'm honest. But it gets into all of these sections. It gives you this really high shine, finished metallic look.
Like that.
Now, if you were going to do this on non-baked, which you can, you just bake it as you normally would in there. But when you have it on the non-baked, it'll stick whilst it's in there, won't it?
Yeah, so do you need a little glaze or something?
Little glaze on top, a little bit of Sculpey, a little bit of your gloss. So, what do you think this and the two polymers price-wise?
Oh, I don't know now.
Have a think.
I would say about $14.95.
Close, but not close enough,
Oh,
Natalia. You are getting these for a cracking deal today. You're going to absolutely love it. It's £8.25. What would you think these colours together? What springs to mind when you're looking at these?
Well, I could just imagine a piece. Well, I could do that with the bezel. Because Debbie Bulford has a technique that she takes a piece of equal sized pieces of two different colours of clay, and then she gets a snake roll and then she rolls a ball.
Yeah.
And it actually makes them go into this kind of swirl, the two colours swirl together.
I love like a helter-skelter ball.
And that would be fabulous with those two because the red's so dramatic and then the black with a, you know, the lovely, I know, it's a little bit like my tie-dye dress.
Totally. Working the look today, Natalia. £8.25. If you do want to send in any messages, do get those into us. We've had plenty today. Jewellerymaker.com. There'll be a little box to send a message to the studio, or you can text us. 60777 is our text number. Start your text to the word JM Studio. So we've got Natalia here until 5. Now, Natalia, how's your challenge going?
Well, you know me, I don't start my challenge until I've done my second.
No, you never do. Why?
I don't, because I like to be able to be thinking about one thing at a time. I can't start all these things off. I can't set all these hairs racing.
Set them all racing. We will be coming across to you. We gave you that 4-strand bundle. Do not forget that'll be coming up probably at about 22.
And then I need a new cup of tea because I poured all that strange
stuff
into my old
Get yourself another brew as well.
Yeah.
I have got coming up for you not only those, but I also have your Natural Beauties collection as well. And did you say you want those cabs doing now? Yeah, I'll do those cabs for you. I will head over on here. Natalia, I'm going to let you have a little bit of a play whilst I bring to you this cab shape sets. Now these are your cab moulds, which you can use for your polymer, your resin, your jewel enamel, your metals. Use your silver clays with this.
Oh yes, perfect for silver clay.
Perfect for silver clay. You've got so many fun shapes in this one. Cabo shapes, flexible rubber moulds. Let me have a little look. Let me show you what you're going to be getting in here. Bad news though, 38 of these, that's all I've got. You get in here, which I love, you get this instruction booklet, but it doesn't just give you instructions, it gives you ideas. It's a two-sided little helper. but it gives you ideas of exactly how to use these. See, it shows you how to use the base of the cabs, how to put them together to create this look as well on there. Same on the other side to create new pieces. You've got as well a little idea manual. This is what it actually tells you and shows you how to make on the instruction sheet. 11 shapes you've got in this. Is that definitely right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these. Yep, 11 of the shapes you get in here, including these smaller ones at the side. You can use these all separately as we've done on this picture, but also imagine creating some sort of bib-like effects with this. Maybe this one as your centre drop, you could have this turn to the side, cascading outwards perhaps of this. You let your imagination go wild. It almost, you could create sort of Picasso kind of abstract piece with this, with fab. Cab shapes, flexible rubber moulds, GLPY 14 is your code. Your price today, £12.95 for you. I know that you absolutely adore getting your hands on moulds out there, and they are really simple to use, but because they're so thick and durable, these will just last and last and last. As long as you give them a good enough clean, these will keep you going for years and years to come. And the lovely thing with the mould as well is, even if you are used to doing, say, your polymer, at the moment you're loving polymer, you think polymer's great, get this for your polymer, but we all know what it's like, don't we? Sometimes you can really get into something and love it and just become it's the best thing ever, and then all of a sudden it can become a little bit boring, or you get quite used to it, or you just fancy trying something different. This is the type of thing that's going to cross over mediums. So you might be loving polymer at the moment and want to play with this for polymer, but then who knows, in a month's time, 2 months' time, a year's time, you fancy going into dual enamel, you can still use this for that. And then once you have used the same skills with different skills with the same design, you can then incorporate these and get yourself into mixed mediums. So it's great that you're able to use this across lots of different jewellery making genres. Only problem is I've only got 26 of these, and that's not allocated to the show, that is in total. So do get your hands on it whilst you can, because it has got these beautiful shapes in there, just to really set your inspiration going. And actually, to create this pattern here, so if we see this one, you've used the bottom mould at the bottom corner here, and you've used the one next to it here to create this look. And it gives you instructions step by step as well. And what about creating a syringe? If you bought the silver clay syringe, creating something with that. Or you can just create a really nice plait and follow it around. All the ideas and showing you exactly how to create it comes onto this sheet. So have a little look, let your imagination go wild. Only 18 of this left in the building right now though, so it could well be your last chance to own. Get it today for just £12.95 for you. GLPY 14, get it whilst you can. Now, after the break, I have got so many natural beauties for you, all completely natural gemstones. There are going to be no treatments on those whatsoever. I'll let you know a little bit about what treatments and enhancements we have and that you will have seen on the market as well. And I will also be showing you some really high-end gemstones within there. Some heat-treated gemstones as well that you might not expect you will be able to get as beautiful and natural as we have. And I know a lot of you absolutely adore it. It's in the bottom of my bag at the moment, one of my favourite gemstones at this moment in time. I've got ametrine coming up for you in my natural beauties. I will see you after this very short break.
Moonstone is beautiful. It looks so stunning in bridal jewellery. Its iridescence just makes it such a different gemstone against anything else. When you're putting it into your own jewellery, you can put it in tiaras, you can put it in drop earrings, and it makes those pieces special.
One of the most fascinating things about moonstone is, I think, it's myth and legend, and whether it's a gemstone which is used for fertility or a gemstone which you give to loved ones, it's a fantastic gemstone to own, especially from JM, because of the natural qualities, the rainbow shimmer which you get from this amazing gem. And whether it's in nuggets or whether it's really, really highly faceted, whether it's a smaller carat weight or a larger carat weight, you're always guaranteed a superb example of the gem.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the Genuine Gemstone Company. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Wall of Fame, The Genuine Gemstone Company, Unit 2D, Eagle Road, Moons Moat, Redditch, B98 9HF. Get making and good luck!
Join guest designers Debbie Bulford and Rachel Norris to explore the endless possibilities of combining polymer clay and wirework. This DVD guides you through a variety of projects and will give you the inspiration you need to create your own designs. Advance your jewellery making and fuse your talents together with this amazing DVD. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Did you know that every individual gemstone in our Gems of Distinction collection goes through a 7-stage intricate process to get from the rough to a beautiful bead?
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Thank you for joining me. My name is Becky. Me and Natalia on the break, working hard, whipping up a brew. How's your brew, Natalia?
It's gorgeous. I've got apple crunch tea.
Apple crunch? Why is it called that?
It's dried apple.
Oh, nice. But it's not got crunchy bits in it?
No.
Oh,
They just call it that. Makes it sound better.
Black coffee. That's what I'm on. Spoon and a half. Now we are going to be bringing to you now a natural beauties section. Natalia is also starting on her challenge. Natalia, 45 minutes about, is that right?
Oh, 45 minutes, we laugh at 45 minutes.
We laugh at the face of 45 minutes. Now, I am in my natural beauties section here, and I've got some really pretty gemstones in this time, but also I'm going to talk to you a little bit about exactly what natural beauties is. So where are we going to be starting with this, Pip? Well, what we'll do is we will start off with a DVD and then we will bring in for you some natural beauty gemstones. The way that this is in this section is because it's Natalia's DVD, which really just personifies natural beauty. That was sort of like an groan.
I like the way you were laughing in the gallery when you said that. It just kind of lost all of its appeal then.
Possibly slightly, yeah. This is your Silver Clay Made Easy DVD. And you've got the lovely, beautiful Natalia on this. Now, Natalia, talk to us a little bit about how you're so beautiful on this gorgeous DVD.
Because that photograph was taken about 5 years ago and it was heavily airbrushed.
Oh no, do not lie. How gorgeous. What are we going to be learning in this, Natalia?
You learn all about how to get started with silver clay, right from opening your very first packet, what all the different clay products are, and we make 3 different projects on there in various levels of complexity. You also learn how to make a veil, make a pendant, make earrings, and what happens if your clay breaks. So when disaster strikes, what to do about it. So I filmed the firing in great detail as well on the DVD.
Oh, fab. So really gives you a good beginners all the way further up, I suppose, more skilled elements to it. So this could take you through your silver clay journey.
It has, and many people have written to me and said that they've got started with it and that they're confidently working with silver clay now from having watched that. So I'm really happy that that's been the case.
Oh, that's fab. So it's your silver clay made easy. Even if you've never touched silver clay before, get your hands on that silver clay lump, which we still have, the 10 grams, and this. This today is just £14.95 for 108 minutes worth of wonderful Natalia. £14.95, get your hands on it whilst you can. You get taught how to do different firing techniques. You get shown ways to finish and polish your pieces as well. You get shown how to make textures on the pieces and your essential tools and so much more. Yours today, 108 minutes for £14.95. Now, natural beauties, what are we talking about with this? Well, as you may well know, gemstones themselves, genuine gemstones, can have treatments on them. Now, we will bring you gemstones that have been treated. It's something that in the gem world is completely accepted. It's something that is fine within the gemstone community. It is done a lot, especially on certain gemstones. And this is a selection of the treatments that we bring to you and other companies bring to you. You'll be able to see on the side here is the code, and then in the center section here is what those codes stand for. So you will see that sometimes at the bottom of our when we have gemstones up for you, at the bottom near the phone number, you'll see the scroll will come around and you'll see a code on there like this. So for example, if you see a H, that will mean the gemstone has been heat treated. If you see an I, that means it has gone through, it's been impregnated with something to give it this perfect colourless foreign look to it. You've also see F quite a bit. We have filling, dyeing we'll have on quite a few of our gemstones as well. Now, the things with these codes is that we do not have to write them on there. We do not have to. This is from the American governing body of gemology that brings these to us, that brings us these codes. But there is no legal guidelines that say we must follow these. Now, these ones here, the ones within the table, are the ones set by the American Gemology Society. But you'll be able to see underneath as well, I thought it was quite important to add on our extra 3. Jewellery Maker, the Genuine Gemstone Company, have 3 of their own. And these are ones that, again, are not legally binding, but we add them on. RE is for reconstituted, which essentially means that when pieces are shaped, when they are faceted, obviously you will get sections that chip off, that come off there. Reconstituted basically means that these can then be added back together from different gemstones and put into one place. So sometimes you will have a gemstone that's created from lots of different casts off, if you will, or waste of other gemstones. Another one on here, which actually are sort of hand in hand, is DB and TR, and these stand for doublets and triplets. Now, a doublet is a sense of, so if I show you with my hands, You don't mind. A doublet is sometimes, especially in a prong set ring, what you'll have is the top layer of your ring will be a genuine gemstone, but underneath, attached to it, you might not even be able to see the sort of line where it has been attached, will be glass. So that when you look through the gemstone, it looks from the base, the prong at the back, that it is this gorgeous gemstone, because it naturally, glass of course takes the colour on, but actually it will be glass on the bottom. And the triplets is a triple sandwich. So you'll have a gemstone at the top and the bottom, and then glass in the middle. So those are the 3 extra ones that our company does. Jewellery Maker itself, we don't have doublets and triplets, but Emporia, Genuine Gemstone Company, and other companies use those two as well at times. They're always highlighted to you by us, not necessarily by anyone else. You have, of course, the more recognised treatments on there that I'm sure you'll all know, such as the heating. Heating is done sometimes to intensify the colour of something. So, for example, it's done quite a bit on citrine. Around 95% of citrine on the market is heat treated. Sometimes we'll heat treat it so that it actually turns into citrine. Of course, amethyst is taken from amethyst when it's heated up, turns into citrine eventually. To get natural citrine is tricky because it is amethyst, but if it's slightly lower in the earth, then it will become citrine. But of course, to get it out of the ground, to get your hands on it, is more energy consuming, time consuming, and money, you know, more expensive to get out because it's further in the ground. So a lot of the time, around 95% of citrine on the market today is heat treated, but not this one I'm about to show you. This is totally natural citrine, and you have got plenty of it on here. 240 carats worth on this. Now, these gemstones that, you know, are brought to you not just by us, by lots and lots and lots of different companies. Treatments, as I said, are accepted. Some people perhaps now and again don't really understand why treatments would need to happen. When it comes to citrine, it's often treated because A, it's so tricky to get your hands on it, so deep within the crust of the earth, it's quite expensive. It's a bit of a cheaper option actually, just to get amethyst, heat it up to give you citrine. So it is more expensive, but also citrine, even when we get citrine that comes out as citrine, sometimes we heat it so that it gives it more of a powerful burst. I'm sure you'll agree, this is definitely citrine. It's definitely got that gorgeous lemon, almost honey tone running through, but no heat treatment has taken place on this. Completely and absolutely natural. BYGP51. It's the gemstone of happiness, and to get your hands on totally natural citrine, 240 carats, your price, it's going to make you happy as well. £8.95 for you. BYGP51 is the code on this today. £8.95 for you on this. The lovely thing with citrine is the fact that it is so tricky to get your hands on. And what I would say is, so many places that you will buy citrine from is heat treated, so much so that you might not even realise. Perhaps you weren't really sure that so much of the citrine in the world is heat treated. It is around 95% of the stuff on the market at the moment. So what I would say is we do tell you if it's heat treated. You can find it on the website. Also, if it's on the TV, it will scroll along the bottom a lot of the time. There'll be a letter there sometimes. Also, if you buy something on your certificate of authenticity, it will be on there as well, usually if it's treated or not. Also, if you're on the phone to the call centre, you can ask them and they can check for you as well on that. So the fact that you actually you're able to get your hands on it totally natural, and we're telling you now it's completely natural. A lot of people out there can't prove that it is. They won't be able to tell you it definitely is. I can tell you right here, right now, this is, because we know exactly where we get our gemstones from. We go to the mines and get them ourselves. Some people who get them, of course, they've been passed down through people. You know, you'll have someone getting it out of the mine, the owner of that passing it on, then maybe to an exhibition, then to the... till they get it. You might not know at some point there will have been a heat treatment. We see this come out of the ground. We know every step and stage, so I can say this to you in all confidence. It's totally natural, and it's just £8.95 today. Stunning strand of amethyst on this. Amethyst is, just for me, one of the most interesting gemstones. It truly is. Amethyst is my birthstone. It's February. It's also Pisces birthstone. And it's said to be a gemstone that's perfect for creativity. And I definitely agree with that, because it's synonymous with Pisces and February, and those star signs are very much thought of to be quite creative signs, aren't they? 65 carats worth. Now, amethyst, again, you get amethyst that's heat treated now and again, if you do want to make it into your citrine, but also you can get amethyst which has been filled as well. So sometimes it will be filled with glass occasionally. That's just because it makes it go further, realistically, and also it adds weight to it. And of course, weight in a lot of ways is a positive thing. The higher the carat weight, a lot of the time we think the better the quality. Not always the case if it has been filled, but this hasn't. So the fact you're getting 65 carats worth of natural amethyst is a bit of a stunner. 35 centimetre strand on this as well. It is a beautiful strand and it's a cracking deal. £7.95 on this for you. It's a really lengthy strand as well. Natalia, can I ask you what you would think of doing with this?
Let me see. Those are really nice pieces for earrings, I think. I like little drops, you know, where suspended from eye pins, so I think that would look really pretty, wouldn't it?
Yes, I love that. You don't have to do a lot with them. They're so seductive, aren't they?
No, that's the thing, isn't it? It really doesn't need to be anything too fancy, because the gemstone speaks for itself.
Isn't this fab?
It's beautiful.
I love. This is your Brazilian amethyst, and it's yours today for just £7.95. It's such a long piece. It really is. Touching around the back again, £7.95 for you. Seductively sparkly, almost a Zambian tone in colour, and it's yours today for a few quid. £7.95 for you today. Now, how do you feel about amethyst and citrine as a whole? How do you feel about it?
I love them. I absolutely adore them.
How about in one gemstone?
Oh my goodness.
Natural ametrine, 460 carats worth. Take a look at this strand. Now, I would describe this as possibly amethyst and ametrine on my strand. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little count up at how much ametrine I have on here. Let me just, because as you can see, have a little look. So you can see this one to me is a whole body of purple, but when you have a look along, let me count up my ametrine for you. Keep tally. Ametrine, I've got 1, 2, 3, that's an amethyst, ametrine, amethyst, ametrine, 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 amethyst, ametrine, amethyst, ametrine, amethyst, amethyst, ametrine, 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 ametrine. How many was that? He lost count, which is good. I got Well, I got to 12 ametrine, but I was about halfway through, and I only had 3 or 4 amethyst on there. You've got a hefty amount on here. Of course, it will all depend. It'll all differ. It's the way Mother Nature works. But could you see this gorgeous pop of citrine on here? I've got to admit, the lights don't really do it justice. They really don't. The lights don't really do it justice. This strand. We'll say there is plenty of really zesty lemon tones in here. What about this on here? I wonder if you can see on there. This one's got a 50-50 split, which is highly beautiful. This is your African ametrine. These slabs are around 22 by 19 mil. Let's get your price in. £12.95 for this entire strand. Isn't your price today? This is Natural Beauties, and I'm going to bring you a naturally beautiful price. £9.95 for you. Oh, just look and enjoy. I'm going to have a sip of my brew. That is so beautiful, isn't it? Again, on this recording, you cannot really see the ametrine itself. It seems a lot of amethyst, but there is definitely some on there. There's plenty in there, in fact. I love this gemstone strand, totally natural. Have a look, it's your banded fluorite. I think this is a beautiful strand. Really gorgeous effect of this. Really unique, really individual. What do you think of fluorite, Natalia?
I would adore fluorite, and I love the way that you just don't know what you're getting, do you? You know, you've got so many different colour combinations with the fluorite. But you can really see how beautiful the natural one is, isn't it? I've never actually seen natural fluorite.
It's gorgeous to have it in this strand, isn't it? You've got in here, there's lots of yellows and oranges, but there's loads of pinks and greens as well in this. 120 carats worth you have in this multicoloured fluorite graduated long pairs. They are all the way up to 31 by 12 mil. So 14 centimetre strand. Let's see what deal we can do on this for you today. £14.95. 2, 4, 6 I've got on my strands, and they're really, really lengthy. £14.95 for this. Could be a pendant strand. You could have it as a pair of earring strand. You could have it as whatever you wanted. There's so much you could do with this. £14.95 for this today. AQ RU20 today. Do you know what? You are going to adore the price of this, because this strand is sizable, natural, again, genuine prehnite for you today. 550 carats worth of this. They are massive, aren't they? 14 mil these ones are. They've got these stunning shards just protruding internally within each of these, which I think is so interesting to see. 550 carats worth as well. Now, because these are so sizable, what are you thinking, Natalia? 14 mil.
Oh, do you know what? I love just seeing them on that strand like that. I would probably go for a big, really chunky, bold necklace. And I'd like to put something in between them, so I think gold would look fabulous.
Oh, I love
with that.
Oh, that's a
So
really
maybe,
nice
you know,
idea.
our gold polymer clay, we could make some gold polymer clay beads and put them in between.
Oh, it makes some nice spaces in between this. Do you know that ruby we had on earlier as well? Because they're so dainty. I love these colours together.
Yes, beautiful. Isn't
Really,
it? And
really
makes
nice.
a really different look. Again, the different colours that you put with it, but the red with it, it's fabulous.
Because this one was natural as well, wasn't it? This ruby, stunning. So get your hands on totally natural Prehnite, 14mm. Your price, you're gonna love. £9.95, because these are sizable, aren't they? 550 carats worth. DK GP60. I could see these as cufflinks actually.
Yes, definitely. Cufflinks would be fab.
Because they're the right size, but and you can definitely tell they're genuine gemstones, which I love about Prehnite. You're not going to confuse these with faux anything, are you? Because when you see these on the store, you can see each of them are totally individual. Every single one is completely unique, totally different. And I think that's nice for people to be able to recognise that and see that on your stand. Whopping strand for you, £9.95 for you today. Wow. Wow. Now, garnet's one of those gemstones, isn't it? You either love it or you don't. Are we doing this one now? Okay. Do you want to do it now? Right. This isn't in our non-treated section. Pip has just said, oh, I've just realised it's got a D next to it. It's died. But we'll bring it to you now. We step away from the naturals. Now, dyeing is something that I said we do quite often. This one is dyed. Can you see at the bottom of your screen now? Right, hang on. Wait at the bottom of the screen, just above the phone number. This is where your treatments will come up. You see at the very end in brackets. See in the brackets, there's the D. That's where you're looking for these codes. You know, these codes I've been showing you. And we've had a few messages saying, where will you see it? Well, that's where it is. Wait, it'll come down in a minute again. D. See at the very end? At the bottom. That's where your code comes in a lot of the time when we have a heat treatment or any treatment, it comes in there. So as we've said, with treatments, it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just something that can be done. It's something that a lot of companies do. This is our multicoloured garnet strand. You've got greens in here, reds in here, 25 centimetre strand, CWRU 47. This is your African garnet. Your price today is just £16.95. It's a really beautiful lengthy strand. Get your hands on it whilst you can. Lovely autumnal colours in there. £16.95 your price on this strand today. Let's head back to our natural beauties, shall we? Golly, 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 gumdrops. This is a really, really beautiful strand of iolite. Now, I'm a bit funny with iolite, you know. I'm not going to do that joke, boys. Every single time iolite comes on, I get at least one person in my ear saying, iolite it. There is a lot of iolite that is so beautiful, but I would be safe to say, for me, this is one of my most loved strands that I've ever brought to you of iolite. You cannot get it quite again. I wish I had a torch I could show you the back of this, because honestly, when the light cascades through, you've almost got this magnetic effect to it. It's really beautiful. 120 carats worth of this iolite. It's a really unusual strand. Really unusual. Lots of clarity to this. The denim tones aren't as deep as you might expect. When you hold this up to the light, it's this stained glass effect you get. You see these shards internally. Natalia, can I borrow you?
Yes.
Cool. Can you have a little look at the screen for me?
Okay.
And just say what you see.
Oh my goodness, it looks like...
And then come on over to me.
It looks like shattered glass. It looks like when you have like a really thick ice and you know the cracks because of the change in temperature. That's what I see.
And then come on over here And then when I think this is magical, okay? Wait for me to hold it up to the light. I think something fab happens.
Oh my goodness.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. You see the change in the colour.
You see it's gold.
Yeah. And you see almost like rutile quartz type little golden threads running through it, don't you? And these, the blues, go almost purple when you put it up to the light.
This is a really interesting strand. Thank you, Natalia. The really beautiful strand of iolite, again, totally natural. Nothing has taken place with this. 120 carats worth. JKRU 76, 23 centimetre strand. Get it home to really appreciate it. It's yours today for £14.95 for you on these natural beauties. Honestly, do get these home, 30-day money back guarantee, because I can't even describe. It's like another world, isn't it, when you hold them up to the light?
It's like something as though it has crash landed onto Earth and then it came from another planet.
I love that. It came from another world. If you are interested in these shapes as well, why not put together two of my favourite colours? I love pink and blue together because you've got the same shapes and kind of the same effects, but with two different gemstones. This is your signatic quartz that we have on here. Aren't they pretty? Now I'm going to bring you these beautiful pink signatic quartz now. Sometimes referred to as strawberry quartz, but a lot of strawberry quartz is fake. It is completely, absolutely fake a lot of the time. But we are bringing you this sagnatic quartz, which has a lot of the same beauty to it, but it's totally and absolutely real. Have a look. Now, your sagnatic quartz, if you haven't had it before, I think it's a relatively new one to us actually, isn't it? You see you've got all these shards inside, all of this rutilation inside. A lot of the time it's rutile, a lot of the time it's tourmaline. You actually get, it's quite interesting because you know when you think of shards inside of rutile quartz, sometimes they're black, sometimes they're golden colours as well. In this sagnatic quartz, it's actually an oxidized iron, which is why you've got this beautiful pink colour running through there. That's what gives it this gorgeous little pink glow to it. It's really, really unusual to find this naturally, which is actually why we've not had our hands on it. It's something that not only we find hard to get our hands on, but a lot of others do. It's a really interesting gemstone. It has got a gorgeous transparency to it, and it is purely these shards of your iron oxide that give it this pinky hue, this pinky appearance. It's really pretty. Do get this home again to appreciate it. The cameras we work with here, they've got high magnifying. The lights in here are unusual, so I think sometimes you can't quite get the beauty of such intricate gemstones as this, and that's definitely how I would describe this. If you are into kind of you know, Wallace Chan, I'm sure a lot of you do, if you are into Wallace Chan and his work, then he works quite a bit with sagnatic quartz. He works with kind of gemstones that have this internal interest, these fluid looks. It's kind of this very zen like feel with gemstones, and that's definitely what you get with this. It's one of those that you need to get home to enjoy it. 100 carats worth of this today, 18 centimetres, UORU 52. If you haven't used it before, get it today for just £9.95 is all you're going to be paying for it. Honestly, it's something, it's kind of, you know, if you like working with pinks gemstones and pink cute girly colours, well, sometimes not everyone is into that kind of girly colour, are they? With this you're getting just a hint of the pink, but it's kind of, it's got enough strength to it that actually you could even use this for a lot of masculine jewellery if you wanted to. £9.95 is your price today, 100 carats worth. I've got a question in for Natalia. Mick. Hello Mick, how are you my love? Thank you for joining us today. He says, hi Becky, I have a question for Natalia. My fiance, you know who Mick is, don't you?
No.
Mick's the one who proposed on the show.
Did he? Did I miss this? I never saw
Natalia,
anybody.
where have you been?
You know, I just miss these things,
You
clearly.
just miss these things. He says, my fiance and I want to make our own gem set wedding rings.
Oh my goodness.
Can you set aquamarine and silver clay? Mick, you little sweetie.
I know,
Do you
he's
know
very
what?
romantic, isn't he?
Isn't
By the
he?
sound of it.
If you were sweet, you'd give me a toothache. You're so cute.
Now, aquamarine is part of the beryl family, and beryl, no.
Let's get the gemstone. Have we got the table, boys? Hang on. Come on, zoom in. Got it here. It's all right, boys. Becky's on the job. I've got it here for you. Have a little look. Aquamarine is here. Can you see it? Aquamarine. So survived in the kiln at 360 degrees. It turned darker. At 800 degrees, it turned muddy yellow. Firing, it turned muddy yellow. And gas touch, not tested.
Yeah.
So
it's basically the beryls stone family don't survive.
No.
They discolour or they get destroyed. So definitely not, I'm afraid, Mick. But I'm sure you've got tons of other gemstones to go at. What else do you like?
what about apatite, Mick? Apatite's got the same colour.
Yeah.
That can be fired at 650. Blue sapphire, Mick. That can as well. Hey, that can go all the way up to 800.
Yeah.
Mick, we're going to put this list on the Jewellery Maker Facebook page, so please do have a little nosy. As soon as we've finished, we'll whack up a picture of that, so keep us posted. Oh, Mick, aren't they lovely?
So when did you propose on air? When?
Oh,
have you had it?
Natalia, you're too far behind. We'll talk in the break.
Oh, okay, fine.
$9.95 for you on this today. Get it whilst you can.
I'm busy. I've been busy.
Oh my goodness. Brand spanking new. Favourite gemstone, natural beauty, and it's a style buy. This is so beautiful. Have a look. Brand new labradorite. 150 carats worth. Ooh. Oh, wowzers. Look at this one here. Hello, my friend. Ooh. Wow. 150 carats worth of this today. These are from 12 by 7 all the way to 20 by 7. Now this is a natural beauty. Nothing has happened with this. We haven't done anything to it to create this gorgeous labradorescence. Labradorescence is something that is totally created by Mother Nature and cannot be recreated. The way it happens is if you imagine the crystal structure of your labradorite, there's lots of like parallel lines. And what happens is as the light hits those, it bounces across. Almost imagine skimming a stone. That's what it's like. It's like skimming a stone against the parallel lines of the structure, but as with skimming a stone, the light doesn't just go in and then bounce back off with a lot of gemstones. It skims across the surface, which is why you get this gorgeous labradorescent effect. You can even see it on these ones up here. Oh, these bottoms, look at this stunner. They've all got this beautiful design, this beautiful feel. It's a 16 centimetre strand for you. Oh, who put this step here? Why is this step here? Can someone tell me what this is? Because I've just tripped over it. It's a footstool. It is huge. How long has that been there? I just thought of that and this is, whoa, and fell off it. About 2 years, so quite new then. QXRU96 is the code on this. Beautiful drops here. Got double buyers on this one as well. Not a surprise. Honestly, guys with double buying, You're gonna be really chuffed with the price. Brand new strand today, really amazing Labrador essence, a gorgeous example of your favourite gemstone. The price today, £11.95 for you. And honestly, the quality that we bring you is just going up and up and up. If you haven't bought Labradorite from us in the last, say, I don't know, 7-8 months, do get another strand from us now, because honestly, we've had so many people commenting our quality of Labradorite, the yields we're able to get and the quality we're getting is just going up and up and up on a month by month basis. So if you haven't bought any in, say, 7 or 8 months, do get your hands on this strand now, please, because it's only £11.95 and it is a stunning example of it as well. What would you think of doing with this, Natalia?
Well, you know, the way it is graduated there,
yeah,
it's just crying out to be put on a graduated necklace, isn't it? Spaced out in between with something beautiful. What gemstones could we put in between there? Let's see, moonstone would look fabulous. Maybe a bit of the some of the black faceted agate that we had on earlier on. Some pyrite. This pyrite that I'm working with now.
Oh, I like that.
That coated pyrite looks fabulous.
I love that idea. It is a stunning example. You really will appreciate this when you get it home. £11.95 for you today. You in the mood for something a bit naughty? How do you feel about a bit of a rule breaker? I'm going to break the rules on this strand. This is your rose quartz. Gorgeous hearts. Perfect. Perfect for springtime. Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around, Natalia. 200 carats worth of these rose quartz. Again, totally natural. None of these treatments have taken place on this at all. 12 mil on these hearts. BEG P20. What would you think of doing with these beautiful puffy hearts, Natalia?
Oh, well, I think that they need definitely to be dangling off earrings and also to be put with pearls, I think. Can you imagine just one with some white pearls? That look pretty. Those would make fantastic gifts for bridesmaids, you know, for spring, summer weddings. People are always looking for presents for the bridesmaids, aren't they? Can make them some earrings and a necklace with those.
I love the idea of this. Really sweet little heart shapes as well, aren't they? They're not over the top, if you see what I mean. You can tell they're a heart, but they're not too, there's not too much of a Cupid's arc in the middle, is there?
No, they're
just
subtle. Just delicate, pretty, and they'd look great on a tiara as well.
Oh, adorable. If you are into tiaras and maybe you're like me, a bit obsessed with having stuff on your head, well, Friday, did you see that picture I've put up? Did you see that picture Laura Binding put up of our jewellery maker? We gave you a little bit of a clue. Do you remember? Was it on Wednesday how we had her on the show? And we said, we'll take a picture straight after and we're going to give you a photographic clue as to what the show is on Friday. Have you seen the picture yet? If you haven't, have a little look. Have a look on Laura Binding's page or our jewellery maker page, because it's a very good picture, and I think these and the tiara idea could definitely set you in good stead on Friday. 200 carats worth. Now, I've told you this time and time again. We've been told recently that unless we have a high amount of something, we're not allowed to go below a certain price. That price is £5.95. However, today, Monday Madness, we're going to break the rules. £4.95 is the deal on this lengthy strand today, but get it whilst you can. 12 mil on these beautiful puffy hearts, totally natural, totally quaint, cute and charming. £4.95 for 200 carats of these rose quartz today, and a really nice tone with this, actually, almost a morganite-y tone running through some of them. It's a really delicate blush. £4.95 for you here today. How about a bit more rule breaking with this strand here? How do you feel about that? Ruby zoisite. We're going to break the rules again. This is your ruby zoisite. The name, do you know what? I quite like gemstones that have quite obvious names. They make me quite happy. I like ones that are named after people. That's all well and good. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to have a strand of, I don't know, Redicanite, something like that. Just a little idea there for any of you gemologists. But I do like gemstone strands that have the names that just are what they are. This is what it is. Ruby zoisite. It's ruby and zoisite. Zoisite, of course, is a gemstone family. The most famous of the family is probably tanzanite, and it's ruby as well. So you see all these pink flecks. Let me find some pink flecks for you. See the pink flecks in here? The light's in here, maybe not. Pinks, these are all ruby flecks. You can see a large band of it on that one there. 210 carats worth of this, 8mm rounds. We are going to break the rules. Your price today, £5.45 for you. Isn't that a stunner of a deal? And it's a lengthy strand as well. Where's my ruler? 8mm, one of your favourite sizes as well. What do you think about 8mm?
I love 8mm. They're just so versatile because you can do so many things with them, can't you? And some gemstones, you know, when they're too big, they kind of dominate a piece of jewellery, or when they're too small, you end up having to put loads of them together. But I find it's, you were talking about Goldilocks and the three bears earlier on.
Oh yeah.
Just right.
It's just right. How fab. It's yours today, £5.45 for you. Totally natural beauty. Add some beauty to your designs with this as well. £5.45 for you today. I've got something special for you now. Very special. What I will say is check out your baskets on this one, please, because we've not got that many left. I have got something special for you. I've got another natural gemstone. I've got double strands of this natural gemstone, and my price is a star buy. Now, what I will say is, if you are happy to pay under £5 per strand for these double stranders of sky blue apatite, it is imperative you get yourself on the phones right now. Double trouble sky blue apatite. This is double trouble because you've got two sets, but you've also got double strands here. 80 centimeters on each strand, so you're getting almost 2 meters, over 1.5 meters of genuine gemstone. It is totally natural. No heat treatment, no nothing taken place on these. Because you've got the double strands on each, you're getting a serious amount. 2 double strands as well. So if you think of it, when I say double strands, I always think that makes it sound like it would be our average strand doubled, but it's actually not. Because if you think the average is 30, isn't it? You need to get yourself on the phone lines for this now though, because as soon as the price comes in for this, I know what will happen. There will be a stampede of people on the phone. People will be frantically trying to check out their baskets. People will be saying in 20 minutes time, oh, I missed out. Thank you, Chris, Lorraine, Janet, Jackie, for trusting in me on this, because you know what it's like sometimes. I'll say to you, this is going to be a good one. And then as soon as the price comes in, everyone will dart to it. But I like to give people a little heads up on deals like this. So 80 centimetre strands on each, 36 carats worth of your totally natural sky blue apatite. Sky blue apatite as well, one of the most popular of the apatites, isn't it? What do you think of sky blue apatite, Natalia?
It's gorgeous, isn't it? And you know, that has that aquamarine quality, doesn't it? Isn't that lovely, the way you're just twisting that around? Because there's something about having those multiple strands that makes it look really expensive, high-end, isn't it?
Yeah, I totally agree with it, definitely. I love this multi-effect. It's something that just works with minimal effort.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's an eye-catching piece, isn't it?
And it's timeless as well, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, you're going to be able to wear that all year round.
And because it's got that sky blue, I always think it makes you look more tanned.
Yes, it does. And it's wonderful. Everybody's skin tone looks good with that.
And if you have it in earrings as well, it's said to make your teeth look whiter.
Really?
Did you know this?
I'm adding that to my order as well then.
Well, yeah. It's a true story, that. Not just blue apatite, blue gemstones in general. Because sometimes, if you think about your toothpastes or your teeth whitening strips or whatever, they're always blue on the packaging, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's always something blue in there, or you get those blue lights sometimes, don't you? Also, I've got a lipstick that has blue glitter within it, really hidden. It's whiten your teeth lippy. That's why blue's meant to make your teeth look whiter. So, cheaper than going to the dentist this could be. Double truffle. Thank you very much to all of those people who have already got your hands on this. I would say there's probably, well, there's loads of double buyers. There's probably about 40 of you who've gotten your hands on this already. I am holding off bringing the price in because I like to give some people who maybe are used to watching us a little bit of a head start. We don't want you rushing in all at once. You know it's going to be a stunner. I said to you, if you're happy to pay a £5 for each of these 2 double strands each, coming up to a tenner, then get yourself on the phone, and loads of you have. You're going to be really chuffed at the deal on this today. Your price for both is just £7.90 for you today. Is not your price. £6.95 is your price today. On the website it was already showing £7.90, but we thought we'll do better than that, so we have. £6.95 for you. Do not worry if you've already purchased it at £7.90. The account will be put money back onto. Right, hang on. I will construct a sentence if it kills me. If you've already purchased this at £7.90, do not worry, the price of £6.95 will be credited back onto your account. So do not worry, it will be coming out at £6.95 for you today. Genuine, beautiful, sky blue apatite, double trouble. That's its middle name. And it's yours today for just £6.95. Let me bring my paperwork and my brew over. Natalia, I'm coming over to you. Oh, I've got cough sweet there as well, let's not forget that. Now, Natalia's challenge that I gave to you is at the bottom of your screen. Natalia had exactly 46 minutes to play with this.
Oh, just bags of time.
Too much time, if anything, Natalia.
I was filing my nails at the end.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, that's why I've got hair all over the place.
How beautiful are these pieces you created?
Really tiny little holes. I mean, everything goes through them, but you know you have to kind of concentrate when you're threading.
One eye
so
open.
it took me longer than I thought it would, but they're beautiful gemstones. They really are. And they all go so lovely together.
As a little reminder, in this bundle, we had 4 strands. You had your black spinel, which has got the gorgeous matte-like effect. You also had your pink coloured pyrite, but I think we all agreed that coating was pink itself, but it's got more of a copper tone to it.
Yes, it does.
You also had that tiger's eye in the drops, and in similar sizes you also had the carnelian. So we can see on the earrings we've used this black spinel. Isn't that spinel unusual?
Isn't it? And it's got these kind of shards, that kind of jagged look about it, which I thought I want to see that, you know, in silhouette. So put that in a curve. So that's what I did with those.
I've got this gorgeous matte.
Yeah, I really
effect,
like that.
don't I?
You know, when you're working with it, you can tell you're working with something really special, because there's just something about the way that the light reflects off it, even though it's matte. It really does look very chic.
Chic. I love that. And then the necklace, you've used the carnelian, tiger's eye and the pyrite all together.
Well, I said I wanted to layer them, so that's what I did, and I threaded on, I got some 0.4 copper coloured wire out of the drawer, and then I threaded all of my carnelian onto one strand, and then I threaded all of my tiger's eye onto another strand. And then I twisted them together, made little loops at the end, and attached some copper coloured chain. And then my pyrites, I've dotted them into the twist, so I put some more of those on some wire and sort of twisted them around. And then
so that's a separate piece of wire?
Yes, it is. And then I've added my little pyrites in. You can see I used the feather light head pins just to pop those on randomly along the chain, but I've clustered them as well because they're only little, so I wanted them to stand out.
So how have you clustered these on?
So what I did was I counted up, so I counted up 4 links of the chain from the bottom of the loop, and then I put them together, sort of one first, and then the next loop of chain I attached another one, and then another one, and then I did a little gap, and then I did some more.
How beautiful, what a lovely effect. Natalia, you're an absolute love. Thank you for today. Tell me when you're on with us next.
I'm on again on Thursday.
Are
this
you?
week,
Are
yeah.
you?
Twice in 1 week.
And what are you
the
doing?
cameras cope with me?
Of course.
I'm going to be doing, so taking us back to kind of the traditional beading.
Okay.
So I've got lots of beautiful beads. I've got some memory wire. So some beaded creations on Thursday.
And have you made those pieces yet?
They are in the process of being
so
made.
No
I'm working
is the
on
answer to that. No.
She's outing me on air. Thanks for that.
Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. It was lovely. Now we are joined tomorrow by Sammy, and we're doing this mixed metal steampunk design pieces. Hello, lovely.
Hello, gorgeous.
Speaking of steampunk,
hello.
Here he is.
Steampunk. I like that. I'll take that one.
How are you, my love?
I'm good, thank you. Did everybody have a nice weekend?
Wonderful weekend.
Were you treated yesterday?
I was lavish with love and affection and everything else.
And flowers and breakfast and everything.
It was
that is what you wanted.
Yeah, it was. That's why I had a child. So that I could have fun.
So you could have Mother's Day.
One extra gift a year. Yay!
Well, one day for the other trade-off of 364. Definitely not worth it, I've got to say.
Well worth it.
I know the pay, don't worry.
Worth it. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, and the lovely Natalia. Tomorrow it's Sammy. Friday I've got Laura Binding. Saturday I've got Deb Rudd. And on Sunday I'm joined by Teresa. Plenty of designer inspiration.
You've remembered your whole schedule for the week.
Absolutely
well done. Nice work.
We will leave you in Ed's very safe hands.
Natalia, you're just talking about beautiful beads for your next show. Have a look at these. Premier stranded chrome dioxide.
I was never sent those. They were missed out of my kit.
Oh.
Damn it.
Well, you have an opportunity to own them at 8:45 this evening. If you tune in to The Late Show. The Late Show's now begun. My name's Ed. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to the wonderful Natalia and Becky for giving us lots of designer inspiration this afternoon. There seems to be some sort of there's something going on in the gallery, some sort of negotiations about the prices we can bring you on our premiere strands this evening. This is our superstar buy coming up at 8:45, and have a look at the colour tone that you're getting from this gemstone. That's what it's all about. You get that colour tone from the inclusion of chromium, and they're so impressed with it. They've even named the gemstone after that element. So good.